Amazing evening, Nigeria. Welcome to Updated Precious. A fantastic week where Ibe say they're full of everything where they good, where you supposed to get. My name is Precious Inya, and I don't ready to bring on an update of matter them where they share for inside Nigeria. And as usual, on I know say we go touch all the updates and we be say we get, and with expert analysis, of course, to make sure say we break down the matter them one by one. As I talked on right now, DSS don't rearrest Omoyele Sowore, sake of say Sowore, sake of say waiting, say that time he say president and a criminal. Or yeah, come and explain how president and criminal again. They don't rearrest them again, they don't rearraign them as it take be. That matter we will further talk about them. Plus the $9 million US lobbying issue. As Nigerians don't link the New York Times report, we blame one Emeka from Onitsha markets as person wey be say Trump listen to when we can conduct that strike, and we will also look at that matter. You get any relationship with them and other matters than we get to do. Of course, Shehu Sani don't jump on top of this report by New York Times. Say it is a shame that Igbo people now them they do this kind of thing. What did they do? You know, good at all at all. All of this matter now we carry common at the matter. I'm gonna let you know who my guest be very shortly. But before then, make I go bring on the hot matter them. I see the hot sharply so that we go begin break them down. Hey. So we hear so God Donald Trump rally around the report of one rally around the reports by a screwdriver seller. A screwdriver seller, okay, for nature markets. Now the report will be say he use gather when we can conduct the airstrike we conduct against Nigeria for inside Sokoto State. And we're going to look at the myths where they inside that matter. Make a look at that, we get exactly the headline we be say they use put them up, when New York Times is put them up. Yes, the way they carry put the headline, then talk say the screwdriver salesman behind Trump's airstrike in Nigeria. That's the way they use put the report. We're going to look into that matter, make we know this screwdriver salesman who he be safe and in background them. And then Atiku Abubakar through in a don't talk say this US Sokoto airstrike intel exposed Tinubu's government as screwed up. Now, so Paul Ibe talk, Atiku Abubakar spokesperson. Suspected headsmen don't kill woman when lost her husband to the same suspected headsman attack last year. The same headsman kill her husband last year. The same headsman don't kill her right now. You see the problem, we make some people them, we don't face these attacks. They fear to go back to where the attack happened for fear of another attack and fear for their lives. Meanwhile, as I talk to you right now, report don't carry and say bandits kidnap more than 100 churchgoers in Kaduna community. This news Vanguard don't carry them, Daily Post don't carry them, Sahara reporters and other news media don't carry this particular news. That is 100 churchgoers for Kaduna community. This one just happened. Durayi killing, suspect's father calls for speedy execution of his son. Execute the son quick. Okay. Meanwhile, a person don't they talk say appeasing bandits they amount or tantamount to financing terrorism indirectly. So say if you appease bandits, that means you sponsor terrorism indirectly. Why? Not true be that? Well, we go no. DSS rearranged Sowore on amended cyber stalking charges. The Scott strikes out Meta X as the defendants. And then gold refinery in Lagos owned by private company, and so federal government. So just when we were very excited that our own government don't build our own gold refinery, finally we could refine our own gold by ourselves. Now we hear some private company get them. Oh my wow. All right, okay, but it's still good. Now still for Nigeria, right? Okay. And then there is this exclusive by Sahara reporters of IGP's son Victor Egbetokun accused of receiving 100 million naira from Anambra security vote amid rising insecurity. Yeah? How? Where? What's this song get to do with security? Another exclusive say Nigeria's tax agency boss flaunts 25.5 million naira Patek Philippe watch while citizens grapple with rising VAT. Not be him increase VAT now. Oga get the right to wear Patek Philippe now. I've been a Patek Philippe now. He get right to wear it now. Okay now. All right. Our rich men, the politicians who supposed to wear anything expensive. They're not supposed to live their life. Tinubu allocates unbudgeted 12 billion naira for image laundering while Nigerian contractors stage protest over alleged debt backlog. That one said this. Contractors say they never paid them. Lagos residents scoop fuel as tanker overturns at Tinkan Bridge. This according to video. I don't even want to play that video because it is very annoying. We need to hear word. Meanwhile, it gets to do with insecurity. Teachers, students welcome improved security for inside Kaduna as school don't reopen for Kaduna State now. And then Tinubu confers GCON on business associate, convicted money launderer Gilbert Shagore. This matter and more, Naibisi will bring common at the this evening. And I'd like to say a big welcome to everybody for joining us this evening. My name is Precious Ini. Welcome to Update with Precious. Joining us inside the studio, the man we sabi well as he get to do with figures, but other matter we concern Nigeria because he himself, the person with the lead advocacy crew, the name now, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. Welcome, sir. You dey hear me, sir? Hey, na network don't confuse you. Hey, my village people no go fit succeed for this one.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right, awesome. I was wondering what
I can
my
hear you.
village people came for me immediately. I just confused you. Welcome, sir. So let's get to this conversation.
God no go gree
I
for
mean,
them.
God no go gree for them. I beg. We're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about things when they happen. We could quickly talk about waiting get to do with this report by premium and by what did they call them by the New York Times, because Nigerians wake up to this New York Times report we get to do with waiting them talk about as they get to do with waiting make Nigeria US conduct the airstrike when they conduct. Apologies for stuttering because I'm trying to source out a conversation. That's why I'm stuttering. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So that's it. And they try open up from another source. Yes, all right. So Nigerians wake up with this report by New York Times about how unverified claims from
Village people.
trader influenced first US airstrikes in Nigeria. Now, this report come out yesterday, and people don't they talk a lot about them. If I read some excerpt of the report, to say the United States rallied on information produced by Emeka Umeagbalusi, a screwdriver trader based in Onitsha, Anambra State, just to justify its first official airstrikes carried out in Nigeria, according to this investigation by New York Times. I mean, two people from New York Times that then conduct this investigation, and one believes say they know what they do for the investigation. As a matter of fact, we notice that the New York reporter, the New York Times reporter who conducted this report was actually in Nigeria, I think late December, because you see some pictures of her where BCD posted by a photographer we follow her do that report for December when he visited them in Nigeria. So when they get some sort of dirty December. So that report talk a lot of things. I talk about say beyond the modest trade, owner Abadusina be the owner of Inter Society. I don't know whether I don't read the report before by Inter Society, saying him and his wife they run them from their home, and then how people like Ted Cruz, Riley Moore, and other U.S. congressmen rely on the report we didn't read for Inter Society to ginger Trump to carry out this attack they carry. Now, people don't they talk a lot about this. Now, one of the people we don't talk about this now, Shehu Sani, a former senator. Shehu Sani don't talk. First of all, you know, Shehu Sani been post last week when he talked, say there's nothing like Christian genocide. Saying that Igbo people now go concoct that idea of Igbo genocide, Christian genocide, carry go bring out and sell to US, then concoct them. In fact, now IPOB people concoct them, carry go sell to US, and US can carry them now. Use conduct airstrike, and perhaps now we to make Tinubu feel say it go fit also pay $9 million to control that narrative. However, he also posted today and said it's unfortunate and tragic to read the New York Times report that the claim of Christian genocide was sourced from one Emeka, an Onitsha-based screwdriver trader, trader and operator of small NGO, who falsely claimed to have documented 125,000 Christian deaths using Google searches. How such an unverified claim could tense up the US lawmakers, president, and the intelligence community that led to an airstrike is one of the most foolish and comical historical events in our lifetime. This is shameful, he did say. However, other people don't also react to it. And one of those will react to him again. Now, Paul Ibe will be media aide to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. As he say, the New York Times report on the United States airstrike in Sokoto has shown that President Bola Tinubu's administration is screwed up. So he said. And people they wonder why they talk like that. They say, if we are to believe the New York Times reports, had a screwdriver salesman in Onitsha provided the intelligence that was used in the US military strike on terrorist camp in Sokoto, underscores how screwed up the Tinubu APC administration is. Now, the federal government said, and it was confirmed by the US authorities, that the intelligence for the airstrike was provided by Nigeria. Are we to believe that Tinubu's 9 million contract with a US lobby firm is already at work, screwing up things? Screwing that's so right. Make I take your reaction on what you understand for all this hula baloo we be saying they go around with this kind of report. First of all, waiting be the waiting these reports mean for Nigeria and then the United States when office source their investigation properly before conducting an airstrike with 12 about a dozen of tomahawk missiles we're worth over millions of dollars each. So it is troubling to hear say the US rely on such information to conduct such attack. Make we get your take, sir. This network does start again today. We need to go through this night. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, sir. So go ahead, sir.
I can hear you. Okay, so it's a bit funny to hear this type of reports, and honestly, I find it funny that anybody will suggest that the United States, right, invested.
Now, why does it make you sound weak? It sound like say you did weak, sir. Like it's in weak, you, sir.
I'm very, very weak because this type of story, in this country, when are we going to stop this comedy and drama? That the United States of America, do you know how much one missile costs? That the United States of America
exactly
sent 16 missiles ship in the Gulf of on the basis of reports by a screwdriver seller. We're talking about the United States of America, the headquarters of intelligence in the world. When, if you want to talk about international intelligence gathering, whether from a technology point of view or from a process point of view, these people are at the forefront. It's the CIA and the KGB in those days, that everybody, those of us of my generation, knew. That's when you first knew about international intelligence gathering. And they have honed their skills. Now technology is also being used. We all heard the report, reconnaissance sanctions were flown into Nigeria, drones, and all of that to gather intelligence about where they're going to strike and all of that.
And that reconnaissance mission happened over time. It didn't happen once. It happened
exactly. It's not just once. Weeks. They were repeating it. They were going in and coming out for quite a number of weeks. And then the federal government itself actually came out after the strikes to say that they actually knew about it and they provided intelligence, to the United States, regarding the location of the strikes and all of that. So how did we move from there to now claiming that the action of the United States and the action of President Donald Trump was based on some random, unknown individual somewhere in the Southeast? This it makes no sense. And I don't understand why we want to rewrite history, recent history. We all know the role that Reverend Ezekiel Dachomo,
yes,
correctly,
Dachomo
played in bringing to the consciousness of not just Nigerians, but the international community with regards to what is happening in the Middle Belt, in what we call the North Central now, Benue in particular, then Plateau, Nasarawa State. We all know, the drama that played out between Reno Mokri and what's the name of the
Mike Arnold,
the American guy, Mike Arnold. We all saw all of this. All of these things happened just a few months ago. So the events that led up to the strikes were all happened in the public domain. How did we move from all of that to saying that it's a screwdriver seller? I mean, just think about how ludicrous that whole idea sounds, So it's not something that I would take seriously. What I find a bit concerning is that the New York Times The New York Times, you know, this is one of the international publications, and almost take it for granted that the report must be sound. How did it fall into the error of citing a screwdriver seller? So, so there's nothing about this story that makes any sense. And like you have asked, and like maybe the Atiku aide is also saying, you can't but begin to wonder whether this is the lobby money now working. Because when a lobbyist is paid to reach out to a number of stakeholder groups. The lobbyist will reach out to the White House directly. The lobbyist will reach out to the military command, Pentagon, Secretary of War, and all of that. The lobbyists are going to reach out to Capitol Hill, the Senate and the House, right? And the lobbyists will reach out to the media and whatever other stakeholder groups can influence the story. So this actually looks very suspicious. And I think that we should all keep our wits about us, as these stories begin to come out, and make sure that nobody deceives us, and nobody, tries to gaslight us and rewrite history that is we can't even call it history yet. We're literally still living out this thing. We can't call it history. This speaking now, Precious, people are still being kidnapped. People are still being killed, as at yesterday, in those same locations, in the Middle Belt, in Benue. People are still being slaughtered. People kidnapped yesterday. So this is not even history. This is something that we are actually living through right now. And yet, while we're experiencing it, in its full reality, somebody is that, no, that's not what is happening. This is just the report of some random screwdriver seller somewhere. So all of the people that were killed, I don't understand. Is it that they didn't die, or were they AI? Was it drama? It's unfortunate, okay. And I think that our government has to do better than this. I think it's better for us to confront our problems squarely and try to resolve them.
So one of the people who had the people would be say now they be like say it creates a sort of it be like saying I ain't giving hints to this kind of news coming out. Now Shehu Sani from a report, so it be say a tweet when he make last week when he mentioned say na the Igbos. Now them, that is IPOB and Biafra people are dictators when want secession. Now them go concoct a story about a non-existing Christian genocide you sell to US will cause this problem. So, and the same Shehu Sani also did tweet. I just read out his tweets to you that he also tweeted reacting to this report. Now, a lot of people now they dug out his reports over time, where he did mention about the people who have been conducting these attacks. I mean, he did say this just a few months ago. You never even tell. Now, this last just towards the end of 2025, we talk this. So people are now wondering, wait, Shehu Sani, sir, not be the same you. We just talk now, say, na so people from so area, and then they do these attacks. How come it's now changed and become Igbos? The reason I'm saying this is that people are worried that they're trying to perhaps create some sort of ethnic tension in Nigeria, which shouldn't be. Take a listen to what Shehu Sani had said in the past about the killings.
The terrorists killing people in northeastern part of Nigeria are not from Congo. They are not from Malawi. They are not from Namibia. They're not from Egypt.
Shehu Sani.
They are northerners, and they are Muslims.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that. I don't know if you saw that video. Maybe your network did not allow you. Okay, sir. Oh wow, network. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Will I say your network will disturb, sir? Oh dear. All right. So hoping that the network reconnects. I don't know if you can hear me, sir. I don't know if you can hear me, sir. Hello, sir. All right. So there's been quite an area of reaction concerning this. So while we try to let Oga Shopito rejoin us and, of course, be part of this, some of the people will be say write this report. One of them will be, I think, Ruth McLean. Now she, be the reporter will write and of course her photographer. Nigerians don't go begin dig out the details, and it was actually seen that indeed Ruth McLean was in Nigeria in December when Ibe say, I think the Aino lady posted her. Yeah, Aino posted her that they were having, that's it, they say they will be getting nice time for December. Dirty December, some sort of dirty December, fun. He said, heard of dirty December. Okay, here is a sneak peek. In one weekend, Ruth McLean and I went to two raves, a wedding and a birthday party, a club, a house party, and a mega church carol service to report this article for New York Times. So she posted it. So Nigerians now said, okay. She is the photographer. That is, I know. And the Nigerians now went on digging on her social media handle and find out that, she don't actually block her social media handle, perhaps because of, say, she don't want many Nigerians respond to her based on this report where BC she released. So she had blocked access to her social media handle, so you can't even tag her or perhaps even respond to her here. And people don't they wonder, say, okay, so if you know, say the report will be say you write now something we did, okay, why go ahead and begin to do this? Why go ahead and block your page, or sorry, stop comment from your page? Why you did do them if you know, say what's in the BC you write? They okay and you did show. And the worst part of this, or the most interesting part of this, now say in the past there's also evidence that she had actually posted about Christian genocide and Christian killings in Nigeria, insinuating that is actually a genocide against Christians. So what changed? And this post was made, late last year. So it never tell where Ibisi she made this post. So what changed when Ibisi she can't change mouth now? Can't talk say maybe not be Christian genocide again. What's it can happen at the end of the day? So these are the things and we be say Nigerians they worry about us. Nigerians they query and they question what's happen. In fact, Nigerians even went as far as digging out the picture of the Emeka and now people can say this mark where they for the way they or guy Emeka forehead, not be saying they did for people will be say na Muslims. Where is all this coming from? So Nigerians has gone digging. They don't go to dig, they find out a lot of things about this report. And then we just the hope say this thing will throw us into an unknown chaos, because all right, sir. Sincere apologies. Can you hear me, sir? I think the network kicked you out. I'm so sorry. Can you hear me? You're muted. You are muted. I don't know if you can hear me, sir. You are muted. I cannot hear you. I cannot hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you, sir. I don't know if you can hear me. I can't hear you. Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Go
yeah.
Ahead. Yes, go ahead, sir.
I mean, there was a long break in between, but I was following you online. So, be smart. So I went online to be following while, you were talking. So I heard everything that you said, most what you said. Shehu Sonny, Daniel Bualia, and all of these guys, we all must remember and must keep that context very clear in front of us. Shehu Sonny is a politician, and every politician, especially the brand of politics, every politician has two faces, So the face that was talking in the earlier report was the face when he was in opposition, when he was opposing the president and he was opposing the government and he was opposing APC because he had fallen out, and all of that. And then this latest one that he's saying now is his second face and his second mouth. So he's speaking from the second face and from the second mouth, where he is now trying to, he has been offered a seat at the table. And, you must observe propertable manners. If he's going to eat and chop, he can't speak against the government. And that's why he's beginning to say all of these things. Look, yes, I'm aware that there were some lobbyists who are from Igbo descent in the United States that celebrated, before the strikes, when President Trump declared Nigeria as a country of particular concern. I saw those videos that were trending, and all of that. And as with all issues, you would have different stakeholder groups. And I think that it's not necessarily out of place to wonder why people Southeastern extraction would be happy to see that classification. Let's not forget that a lot of other people from other parts of the country, especially Christians, who are outraged by the unrestrained massacre of Christians in different parts of Nigeria, were delighted by that classification, because what it meant was that there was going to be pressure from the outside on our government to do what the government ordinarily should be doing. So to narrow it down and say, oh, it was the IPOB that is behind on it's IPOB that is calling on attacks, I think is rather simplistic and, to be honest, very unintelligent. And that's what politics and partisanship can do to you, because if you listen to Sheikh Sonny speak and you listen to Daniel Boaya speak for the truth, when you are determined to politics with the truth, sometimes you have to suspend reason. Sometimes logic must be sacrificed. Sometimes just simple common sense. And I think that's what we're seeing, in this particular instance. So I think these people should be ignored. I think the truth and the reality is clear for everybody to see, including the United States. They're not stupid. They have their intelligence network. They have Nigeria who are also telling them what the true situation on ground. They're not going to be moved necessarily by any lobby, if what the lobby is pushing is contrary to realities on the ground. There is only so much that a lobby can do. Yes. A lobby will maybe stand. A lobby will maybe get of sympathy, but a lobby can never change the truth. The truth on the ground is obvious. We're getting it in news reports every day. And those news reports are available online. You don't even need intelligence to know that some people were kidnapped yesterday and that some people were massacred yesterday. You don't need intelligence for that. It's online. It's all out there. So the lobbyists can do whatever they want to do. Sheikh Sonia and Daniel Boya can try to gaslight us and lie what we know is the reality, but always prevail.
All right, sir. So while I let this case rest, I would rather quickly just play you. I had an interview with an American missionary on Saturday, and he had quite a few things to say about what's going on in Nigeria, especially regards this genocide, because that's the reason he was in Nigeria. He's helping rebuild some of the villages that were destroyed and deserted. So, and this, he spoke from his first-hand experience of what's going on in Nigeria. Make I just play a snippet of waiting and talk to you, make you see. I just hope say network will let us.
Not all Fulani are the ones who are carrying out the attacks, but it's the Fulani who are generally the ones who are doing the attacks, because there's not a clash. A clash is when you have one group with weapons and they're fighting another group with weapons and they're fighting each other. Because where are the weapons of the Christians? How many villages have been burned down by Christian militias? It's the Christians who are being slaughtered and slaughtered and slaughtered and slaughtered. The ones who are displaced. How many millions of Fulani are displaced from their villages? I haven't seen many. It's the Christians who are having their villages burned down to the ground, and they're gone. they have nowhere to go. They're in camps. If you go to Benue, if you go to the IDP camps, how many Fulani are in there? In Makurdi, I went to International Market where the IDP camp is for majority of the Yawara people. They're all villagers. They're all Christians. You know, in Islam, Islam was founded on conquest. The growth of Islam in the world was through conquest. The reason that we had the Crusades were not offensive. They were defensive. The Crusades stopped Islam from taking over Europe. And so rooted into the Fulani identity is this pride and this viewpoint of that they are above others.
It's okay.
And that everyone else is subject to them. If you talk to the people, if you talk to some Fulani, if you talk to the villagers who live in these places, I mean, I have close friends who have close friends that are Fulani people. Some of them have even spoken out against what their own brothers and other Fulani are doing. And so this has been the case with a friend of mine. He had someone in, I think it was Sokoto State. And he was against what the terrorists were doing and his Fulani brothers. And they actually took over his village, were trying to force them to pay taxes and all these different things, or else be killed or have your home burned. And so he actually fled. And he's against what his Fulani brothers are doing. But he is Fulani, and he's the one who's also relayed to us some of this information regarding the truth of what these so-called bandits are doing, which in reality, these people are not bandits. Bandits is being nice to them. They're terrorists. They're not just some random people who, you know, they steal a bag of rice here and there. Or bandits, it makes it seem like, oh, there's these few insurgents that are just hiding in a forest and they steal a few things here and there. You know, they're just these bandits, you know, it's just normal criminals. But you can't have an entire country surrounded and full of these people across the country who are killing, burning as they please. I mean, that's what it is. Statistically, Nigeria is the most dangerous country in the world for Christians. You know, I'm not receiving information from other people in the country. I myself, I go to the village. Even the villages, as buildings are still burning, we're there. When there's attacks that happen and I'm in the country, I go. I don't wait until a year later. I go. I go to be able to tend to the victims, to minister to people, to assess damage, to see how can we restore this place. Instead of waiting years and years and years, waiting for the government to say, oh, yes, we promised to rebuild. We're going to have billions of naira for these people. And years go by, nothing happens. And so the reality is that the statistics cannot be argued. There's facts. And the facts are that there's more Christians killed in Nigeria than every country in the world combined together. This is a fact. And so it's not just something that people talk about or report, but I myself have gone, I've seen, I experienced, I talked to the villagers. I'm in the villages that have just been burned down. There's still blood everywhere. There's even bones, specifically in Yawara village. That's an area that we've been rebuilding for the past 2 months. And so I'm actually have an ongoing operation in Yawara village, rebuilding every house and the market that has been burned down. And so I was there in November, and you know, I'm in the village. I'm not just from afar receiving videos. I'm there every single day, helping the construction, leading construction. You know, I'm with the actual villagers. And even just one shop right along the main road there, on the border of Nasarawa State, there's bones in the rubble. And these were, I think in that specific shop, there were 6 or 7 people that were killed, primarily children. And so they were burned alive. They weren't shot.
All right, so let me
fire
quickly stop you
and burned.
And their time so that we get on. So I mean, this is a first-hand experience. This is an interview with a missionary who shared his first-hand experience, his on-the-spot experience of what's going through in Nigeria. And I don't know how easy. And we also know of this other. There's another American organization also where get people for grant, where they talk about things, where they go reports like this. In fact, we don't come out all the time. They even blame Nigerian government of complicity for waiting they happen for these attacks. Say Nigerian government they agree, they talk about them, that they even warn them ahead of time, and then they don't even, you know, do things to forestall these attacks. So I don't know how all of this is happening, and then people are blamed for it. But I like us to move quickly to other issues. I think your network is frozen again, so this is really frustrating. it's really difficult to see these things happen. All right. So while Mr. Shokweto tries to join us, we hear that we heard that former President Olusegun Obasanjo has reportedly intervened in efforts to form a political alliance between the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi and former Kano State Governor Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso ahead of the 2027 general election, with talks set to be at an advanced stage. So in case you don't understand, in fact, this one I Punch the report, and Sunday Punch report say the proposed joint ticket is being pursued under the African Democratic Congress. So that is to say that there may be no Atiku ticket. It may be a Peter Obi and a Kwankwaso ticket, as flagged or championed by former President Olusegun Obasanjo. Now, findings by Sunday Punch reveals that Obi and Kwankwaso have jointly set up a committee to actualize the alliance, even as Kwankwaso is yet to formally join the ADC. Now, a principal party official disclosed that Obasanjo not only encouraged Obi's move to the ADC, but also asked him to work with Kwankwaso to secure the party's presidential and vice presidential tickets. Now, Obasanjo had openly supported Obi during the 2023 presidential election, mobilizing backing for him against the All Progressives Congress candidate, who's Paul Ahmed Tinubu. So we hear a lot of drama going on, but the issue is Atiku Abubakar likely to back down, considering that Naim practically set up the ADC. Naim called the coalition together. So is he likely to back down on the ADC that he put together? While Ibe said, the spokesperson of the ADC, and other people don't, they talk, saying, no, the ADC no be alliance to satisfy Atiku Abubakar political, political gain or political vision. But people they talk say, can you stop him from something he created himself? Will you be able to stop him, since he's one of the persons who created the ADC? Will you be able to stop him? There is much to be seen in that matter, but we do not know yet what's going to happen. However, a top ADC source told newsmen that Obasanjo has been engaging Northern power brokers to ensure the alliance succeed, noting that the former president is fully committed to the Obi-Kwankwaso partnership. So, confirming the development, the national legal advisor to the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, a leader of the Kwankwasiyas movement, Magaji Ibrahim San, said discussion between Obi and Kwankwaso were ongoing and that a joint committee had been constituted. So he added that Kwankwaso was also ready to work with Obi either as president or vice president, stressing that the overriding goal was to salvage the nation. Remember that recently Kwankwaso had stated that he's been in talks concerning the coalition, and that the only thing we're going to make and do the coalition now if he basically offer either a presidential ticket or a vice presidential ticket. So this is exactly what is going on now. Ibrahim also disclosed that talks were ongoing between the ADC leadership and the Kwankwasiya movement and Kwankwaso's possible defection, noting that formal meetings were being planned as negotiations continue. So, I mean, there is a lot we have to see about that. But people, they talk, say, wait, Kwankwaso, excuse me, sir, will you finally work with Peter Obi as a vice president? Even though, say, we hear Kwankwaso before talk, say, the only reason when they can go join any coalition, now if they offer them either a presidential ticket or a vice presidential ticket. And people, they talk, say, first, where lies Atiku's ambition with this offer, if not still under ADC, what happened? And then secondly, Kwankwaso, you once called Peter Obi and Andrew's liver salts. Are you now, in fact, you say your CV, your pedigree pass in own. Are you now willing, would you be willing to work with Peter Obi as a vice president? Is that possible? Is it something that you think that Kwankwaso is willing to do? Understanding that they talk, say, oh, he don't be minister before, he don't be the 2 times governor, he don't be this, he don't be that. So that means in past Peter Obi in terms of qualification. So will he now be able to shift his qualification, put on corner, and then work with Peter Obi? This now waiting to be say a lot of people don't get answers to. But we hope say one of Peter rejoin us, as network don't let himself. The network just is so problematic, and it's very disappointing to have this network disturb us like this. We hope say if in rejoin us, we go fit get clearance on this conversation. Make I even look what I go fit get and for phone to feel join us for the conversation, because I mean it's really crazy to have this network give us problem like this. I'm so sorry, sincere apologies. Even me to face this network issue. So okay. All right, so let's see if we can have Mr. Shegu Shogbe to join us here. Unfortunately, The calls are also not going through. It's just very unfortunate that you have network in Nigeria, but you can't even use it. So very, very unfortunate. Very, 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 very unfortunate that you have network and you can't even use the network. All right, so let's see if we can quickly move to other issues very quickly. Oh, by the way, I mean, some people also do have the opinion that negotiating with these bandits is as good as sponsoring them. That's what DJ Deyanju has said, that appeasing bandits amount to financing terrorism indirectly. So you cannot say that you're not sponsoring terrorism, but then you're appeasing the bandits and trying to calm them down and negotiating with them. If you're negotiating with them, if you're doing deals with them, that is same thing as, of course, sponsoring them or sponsoring terrorism, because they are terrorists. If you know, say their acts, now acts of terrorists, then they commit, then you dealing with them, trying to calm them down. That means you support them, you encourage them. That now we see some people don't talk. But let's quickly move to other issues. Perhaps I just play a little video to hold on to. I think let me finish that video with Alex while I try to reconnect with the guests.
Statistically, Nigeria is the most dangerous country in the world. These people, and years go by, nothing happens. And so the reality is that the statistics cannot be argued. There's facts, and the facts are that there's more Christians killed in Nigeria than every country in the world combined together. This is a fact. And so it's not just something that people talk about or report, but I myself have gone, I've seen, I experienced, I talked to the villagers. I'm in the villages that have just been burned down. There's still blood everywhere. There's even bones, specifically in Yawara village. That's an area that we've been rebuilding for the past 2 months. And so I'm actually have an ongoing operation in Yawara village, rebuilding every house and the market that has been burned down. And so I was there in November, and you know, I'm in the village. I'm not just from afar receiving videos. I'm there every single day, helping the construction, leading construction. You know, I'm with the actual villagers. And even just one shop right along the main road there, on the border of Nasarawa state, there's bones in the rubble. And these were, I think in that specific shop, there were 6 or 7 people that were killed, primarily children. And so they were burned alive. They weren't shot. They were caught in the fire and burned. And their bones are still in the rubble. And so I held those very bones, because it's those bones that are crying out. And so those cries from the bones are being ignored by not just the Nigerian government, but the world, the Christians in the West. The cries are just, nobody's hearing that. Nobody's responding. The church should be the primary people that are coming alongside the persecuted Christians and helping them, rebuilding, food, aid, all these types of things. You know, that is one of the primary roles of the church. And so many churches are failing in America, but even Nigeria. In Nigeria, you have the prosperity gospel that's very prominent. So you have pastors that are making so much money. They have nice houses, nice cars. They have 20 people. I have never seen people with such security like Nigerian pastors. Do you know any villages that have been rebuilt? Can you tell me the name?
Okay, great question.
I don't care if they visit the village. What have they done? What have they actually done? More than just lip service. Where is the action? Now, there are some Catholic churches and priests that I know have done some things and helped. I mean, even in Bokos, you know, the Catholic Church in Bokos was, or actually currently still is, a refugee camp for some of those people displaced. There's a Catholic association in Bokos who has actually helped to rebuild some homes. So I'm not going to say zero, but in large, how many of the pastors and the churches in Nigeria are helping rebuild? Are helping going into the fire? Nigerian pastors are some of the richest. I mean, you see how they walk. You know, they love the honor. They love the high seat. They love being, having everyone below them. They love the money. They love the comfort. They love the nice cars. I mean.
All right, so you don't hear that from Alex. That's what he had to say, and it was quite an exciting and inciting conversation with him on Saturday. If you haven't watched that, you should go watch that. It was a great conversation with him. Now, this the American where Ibise been there on ground to hear all of these things we see happen. I mean, to see for himself firsthand the things and when they happen. I'm trying to reconnect to Mr. Shego Shapito to see if we can have him over the phone instead of having this calling conversation. So that's it. Then going back to the Atiku Abubakar and the ADC issue, there is much to be seen in the ADC. We do not know, but however, we don't get people like Dele Momodu, where they canvass very seriously for and Kenneth Konko canvass very seriously for Atiku Abubakar. And although say they don't also talk, say, well, if Amechi comes out as a candidate, will support him. If you be saying Peter Obi come out, will support him. But of course, we all know that they are hugely supporting former president, vice president Atiku Abubakar. But the thing we say, there's a lot to say, considering the people that will form this political party. Again, people they wonder, Obasanjo go fit influence them in such a way where he be saying they go actually agree to give Peter Obi and Kwankwaso the tickets. That's not the question. A lot of people don't they beg, say, you don't reach time where you be say Atiku Abubakar go calm down, make you be say take that advisory role. But is that likely to happen? Is it really likely to give in and take up that advisory position? That's my question where a lot of people they ask, who will never get answers to. Make us see what our guests on rejoin us. I'm so sorry, sir. The network has been crazy to say the least, and it's been frustrating. Please forgive me. Sorry.
Can you?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
We have to manage this one. I found a way around it. So
thank you, sir. Thank you. I was about calling you on direct calling.
Yeah, I saw it. I just said let me try this one first.
All right, sir. All right, sir. So while you were away, I did quickly touch on the story that just broke out. How Obasanjo is encouraging exactly Kwankwaso Obi ticket. What's your take on that? Do you think Atiku Abubakar would, buy that?
It's extremely unlikely. Because we know how our politicians generally play their politics. This is about politics of ambition. The man wants to be president, and he knows that his time is up. If he doesn't become president in 2027, it's not going to happen ever. So I really, really don't see how this is going to happen. I strongly doubt that he's going to step down unless somebody has something on him and they force his hand.
So even an Obasanjo's intervention will not work. Is that what you're saying, sir? I think here we go again with the network issue. This is beyond horrible today. This is crazy. I've never had this kind of network issue like this, and it's really becoming unbecoming, especially with my guest. And sincere apologies. It's really crazy dealing with this incessant network issue. I don't know. Maybe I should just try the phone call so that we can knock this out and get it over it. It's crazy. Oh dear. All right, so let me quickly jump in on other conversations while this is happening. Of course, I did tell you guys that armed headers reportedly shot dead a woman exactly 1 year after her husband was slaughtered by the same herdsmen in Guma local government area of Benue State. And we also did tell you that multiple attacks happened yesterday in churches in Kaduna State, where Ibise over 100 people now they don't kidnap so far across churches or inside Kaduna State, and this one they cause a lot of wahala, especially for people who they say, oh, no targeted attack on Christians. This one another matter entirely. And then very quickly moving on, Justice Mohammed Omar of the Federal High Court in Abuja don't strike out Meta and X, that is Twitter and the Facebook defendants for the amended cyberbullying charges brought against Omoyele Sowore for calling President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a criminal. Now, the judge on Monday struck out names of the two foreign defendants when Sowore was rearranged on Monday, and following the request of counsel to the Department of the State Services DSS lawyer Akinolu Kehinde San, withdrawing them from the new charge. So people can say, excuse me, Shebi that now the Meta will be Facebook and Twitter now use accuse the president. Why are not the striker the Meta and Twitter from as defendants when use accuse the president? I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Shepito. So you had a thought. Let me call you directly now. Let's end this conversation once and for all, because I worry for your time too.
All sorts of things are just happening at the same time. It's crazy.
Sorry, it's really very discouraging. I'm so sorry. Crazy. So you were saying something about the Atiku and Kwankwaso and the Obasanjo's interference.
Yes.
Sorry, Kwankwaso and Obi and Peter Obi and Obasanjo's interference.
Yes. Unless somebody forces the hand of Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, I mean, like force. Like, for example, if somebody has something on him that will, somebody can call him and say, oh, God, come on, this matter, if you don't, then we'll. If something like that doesn't happen, it's going to run. I can be wrong, because this is politics and politicians are unpredictable. But from the little I know about Nigerian politics, I just don't see how he's not going to step down. And I think that on the basis of that, unless Peter Obi agrees to run as a vice president with him or something, I cannot see Atiku stepping down. And if Atiku doesn't step down, and Peter Obi decides to go with NNPP, maybe on a different platform, well, if you combine the votes that Kwankwaso controls, and the vote, if Peter Obi can repeat the same performance he had last time, maybe it will be, you know, kind of tight or whatever. But for me, the only outcome, if Peter Obi does not team up with Kwankwaso or go as a vice president to Atiku, because Atiku will not agree to be vice president to him, obviously, then Tinubu wins a second term easily. So I don't know. I mean, I hope these guys can be selfless enough to recognize what's at stake, what they're trying to achieve together, and, you know, sideline their ambitions just temporarily. If they can't do that, then congratulations to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on the second term already.
So you know, the worry is that people are saying that there's also a worry that the international community, especially the United States, may want to seek for a regime change, considering what is going on right now, especially with this cry of Christian genocide, that not just America, but Europe, you know, that the European Parliament are also taking this seriously, and they're also talking about it. So considering this, you know, the drama that is coming up with the Christian genocide, do you think that it will, just like in 2015, may push for a regime change, and perhaps that's why the president needs to actually lobby to calm nerves?
Well, I think, to be honest, Nigeria is, I would argue that Nigeria is too strategically important, too big. You know, there's a concept of too big to fail in banking and in corporate world. There are simply some entities that are so big that you really can't mess with them without consequences, without fear of consequences. And I don't think Nigeria is the kind of country that some foreign power will come and overtly get involved in our local politics. I really don't see it. It might happen, you know, some sort of underground pressure and what have you, but it's extremely unlikely. You know, our politicians, first of all, Nigeria politics, I think we've advanced beyond that stage to a certain degree. You know, what happened recently with President Trump sending a bomb into Nigeria is actually because it's Donald Trump. Otherwise, no other president, no other American president would have done that thing, you know, because of what Nigeria means in the international geopolitical space, you know. But we all know that Trump doesn't send anybody. So Trump will do whatever he wants to do. I mean, imagine him saying that he wants to, you know, acquire Greenland.
And then the whole of Europe is against it. He not even send them.
He's not
the first American president who wants to acquire Greenland. Right?
Yes, but none of them have threatened military action to actually achieve it. Considering that Greenland is a territory under Denmark, Denmark is a clear, very close ally of the United States. You know, the military option has never been on the table. The conversation has always been, oh, okay, let's give you some money, and you can cede this territory to us. You know. So I'm just using that as an example of how, you know, Trump is Trump. He does what he wants to do, and that's why the bombing happened.
He don't sanction them already.
Absolutely. So that's why the bombing happened. That's why the missiles that he sent into Nigeria happened. Otherwise, that would never have happened, because of the strategic importance of Nigeria in the region, both the West African and indeed in the larger African region. You know, if anything happens in Nigeria by way of a full-blown war, now, I'm not talking of 1967, 1970 Nigeria. We're talking of 2026 Nigeria, 230 million people. The whole of Africa goes up in flames. You know, so I think because of that, they will tread carefully, and if they're going to apply any kind of pressure, it will probably be very subtle, underground, you know, appeal, persuasion, not coercion, you know, and force. So because of that, our fate is in our hands, and it will be up to us to find a way to convince that Baba to go and rest at home and leave the stage for the younger people to try and run the country. But like I said before, I don't see him agreeing. I think he's going to run. I think he's going to win the ticket, because the people in ADC are the same people that are in PDP and the same people that are in APC. And they're going to run their primaries exactly as it is done in APC and PDP. It's going to be about dollar. You know, and that's just the reality. So there you have it.
All right, sir. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about this because people have started saying that just like Israel recognized Somaliland, that perhaps with this whole lobbying thing going and saying that Tinubu has out lobbied the Biafra group, perhaps there may be anger to recognizing Biafra and all of those issues. Do you think that is exactly
Look, I mean, people have to get their heads out of the clouds. People need to, just root your ground. Let your feet
think
be on the
anything is
ground.
impossible with Trump? Because Trump is not even against Israel for recognizing Somaliland.
No. Come on, look. There's a process that you have to go through to even begin to get yourself entertained as an independent territory in the global community. And the Biafra movement is very far away from that now. I know that there are some groups that have been lobbying. I forget their name now. You would know about them. I know they've been at this thing along with the Yoruba Nation group and all of that, but it's not that simple. Biafra is not. Look, even amongst Igbo people, it is not every. Look, if a referendum is run in Igbo land, let's assume we're able to amend our constitution and provide room for a referendum.
For discussion, yes.
And we say that referendum will be binding. Whatever the outcome is, will be adopted by the National Assembly and it becomes binding. I can guarantee you that the Biafra movement might not succeed because there are simply too many people, even in the Southeast, who are intelligent and understand the power of size and understand that we're bigger, better together when we are bigger, and everybody within the entity is more likely to gain more as long as we get the entity to work.
But then the thing is, is it working? Has it worked? That's a question.
Yeah, but that's the point. The point is that if you, for example, say you want Biafra, right, or the Yoruba people, there's a Yoruba nation agitation.
Yes,
so let's say the Yoruba nation people succeed and Biafra succeeds. What about even the people that are behind the agitation gives anybody the confidence that we are not simply going to import the problems that are making Nigeria not to work into Biafra and into Oduduwa Republic? We have a problem of leadership. We have a problem of values and culture. We have a problem of systems. We need leadership to fix this issue. So if you like, break Nigeria into 6, break it into 12. My theory is that we will just become 12 micro Nigerias with the same problems following us. If you go down to Oduduwa Republic, Precious, do you know that the Jebus and the Egbas will fight? They will fight for their own country, right? Yes. Look, it's the divisions even, and I know that these same types of divisions exist in Igbo land.
Yes, of
course. So it's all very funny. So IPOB is, I think, the Biafra, that word is a concept. It's something in the heart of the average Igbo person that speaks to the injustice they feel they have suffered from Nigeria. And as long as that injustice is not addressed, that sense of, miscontent, malcontent, dissatisfaction will always be there, and it will always bubble under the surface. So for me, that's the issue to address. Anybody thinking that...
do you agree with them that there's some sort of marginalization?
Of course, there's marginalization. It's very obvious. Anybody that has eyes can see it. But I think that the solution to that marginalization also lies in the hands of the politicians of the Southeast. Because, they're very insincere. As long as they are getting their own share of the kitty, they don't really fight. The deployment of resources, federal resources to the Southeast. How are the Southeast governors, the 5 of them, or the Southeast senators and House of Reps, how are they fighting? Where is the effort to get more federal resources pushed into the Southeast? Some will argue that some of the best infrastructure projects that has gone into the Southeast in recent times have come under Buhari's presidency. Can you imagine that? That's ridiculous. It's crazy to think about. So what are the governors doing? What are the senators doing? What are the House of Reps members doing, and everybody else that is in Abuja chopping our Commonwealth? So I think the Biafra concept, and Trump you know, and whatever, you know, they are lovely ideas, but it's not going to happen. Let's be realistic. Nigeria as an entity is going to be as it is, and until we as the people, look, the solution to Nigeria lies in the hand of you and I. Whether you are Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, Orobo, Ibibio, Efik, whatever language you speak, Bachama, you know, you are Kanuri, wherever you are in this country, or it is we that must rise up, like the people of Iran are currently fighting, like the people of, you know, so many countries last year went into some sort of mini revolution. Look at what Kenyans did just a year and a half ago, you know, and they laugh at us. They laugh at us online and say we are just all noise. We like to make a lot of noise. We are aura, no energy, no effort. No, you know, we are so easily divided. We're so easily distracted as a people. So we have to fix those issues. Otherwise, you can have 10 Biafras, ain't gonna solve nothing precious. We have to sit down and solve our problems as a people.
All right, sir. So very quickly, let's move on to Omoyele Showore's case. The court has rearranged him on the cyberbullying case against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he insulted and posted that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is a criminal. You know that after President Tinubu told newsmen or Nigerians or journalists that there is no more corruption in Nigeria, he tweeted and said this criminal went to Brazil and said that there is no more corruption, and the judge has, you know, rearranged him. He was actually facing criminal cyberbullying charges for that, and he's been rearranged. This time, the court removed both Meta, that is Facebook, and Twitter as defendants. So no as you know, witnesses, no inside. So make only Shawori answer in case. And people are saying, but it was their platform he used. So why are you removing them from the case? They can come and testify because it's their platform he used. And Omoyele Shawori is still resilient. He said he didn't do anything wrong. Let me take your take on it. Look. He said that because by what the president posted, he lied.
Yeah.
How can you say there is no corruption? Sorry, they don't take your lights. Band A don't go. Well, like you see, this particular one, I feel like village people they pursue us up and down because I really can't tell why this had to happen at this time when we're about discussing this. But let me just open the phone lines. Mr. Shokweto, can you hear me? Well, until you can rejoin me, let me take calls. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening to you.
Yes, kindly ensure you're more audible, please. I can't hear you.
I say good evening, Auntie Precious. Davos speaking on the
line. Oh yeah, Davos, very quickly, very quickly, please. I don't have time.
Okay. Yeah, I just your guest, congratulations. He's a very good speaker, very good orator, and just want to say this thing, all these manipulations. I think I've said before in my comment section that Senator Shosani is also a Fulani man. All of them disguise as if they are Hausa people. They are actually Fulani. They are pushing the Fulani agenda. And me and you know, sorry, not me and you, everyone knows that the hate for the Igbo man, but in fact, ordinary Hausa people don't hate Igbos. It is the Fulani because of the way the life of Sardauna of Sokoto was cut short. They felt that this is an Igbo man who is responsible. That's why Buhari, I told someone that I argued with him that Buhari would rather hand over this government to someone else than hand over to Peter Obi. Everybody knew that Obi won this election. That is the truth. But I don't know why many people, even in the media space, are afraid to mention it. People are keeping quiet. So, but the thing with the narrative with America will enjoy us to go to war, just like the way Ukraine are fighting. Now, Donald Trump wants to take over his natural resources. The same thing happened. So it is our leaders. When our leaders fail and the good people keep quiet, that is what we expect. The truth is that this country is so blessed with so many musicians, so many actors, so many artists, so many footballers, so many people that can unite us together. But our politicians are just the major problem. That is the problem we have in this country. And I wish and pray that next election, good people will come into power so that you hear good stories about this country. The only time you hear, when our musician goes out there, people are proud of them. But the only time whenever our political leaders go out there, most of them, like Donald Trump mentioned about Buhari, that he was half dead. And it's unfortunate that whenever we are doing election, we don't even, the ruling club don't want us to have free and fair election. And I don't know why. So all Nigerian diaspora need to speak.
Thank you, Davos. I appreciate you. Thank you. Let's rejoin with Mr. Shobito now and see if he's back online with us. Well done, sir. You see, this time, I say, nothing you could tell me, village people hand inside this thing. Nothing. Now, village people hand this because there's nothing.
We'll just try our best.
It's unfortunate. So you were reacting to the Shawaris incident very quickly, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm just trying my best. Sorry, I guess maybe it's only my head you're saying, but whatever.
It's okay. It's okay. You can manage and
yeah, so yes, exactly. So I was saying that you know, in the United States of America, every day till today until tomorrow, people are calling Donald Trump a criminal.
So why are they not
and they're still going to call him a criminal tomorrow, you know, because of his checkered history, obviously, and nobody has been arrested. And that is for a Trump who his opponents in the United States call a dictator, a despot.
I was going to say who's high-handed. I was hoping you were going to say who's
high-handed. Who is very high-handed and who is sending military troops, you know, into states. He's doing things that are unprecedented, but yet he has not arrested one single person. The closest he came to some sort of censorship was when they removed Jim Kimmel, you know, from the ABC show, you know, and those types of things. And even then, he backtracked very quickly because of the backlash. So, I mean, if they can be calling the president the strongest, the most powerful president in the world, a criminal, and nobody's arrested, I beg you now, what is our own? Look, freedom of speech. So if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not happy with, you know, any private citizen calling him a name, sue him for libel, get him to prove his allegations. But I think that the better way to deal with these types of things as a society is to understand that people must be allowed to express themselves, and you must be big enough to ignore those things. He's not calling and for anybody to come and kill. I mean, the reports, the charges that were laid against him was so funny. They said he's inciting the public and it's a threat to life, you know, because he called the president on Twitter a criminal. They say it's threats to life. I mean, what's wrong with us? Nigeria has far more important problems that the president needs to attend to. The president, today is the 19th, if I'm not mistaken, of January. The president of Nigeria just returned into this country for the first time this year. First time this year, yesterday, 18th. He has spent half of the first month of the year outside the country. And we're busy pursuing people who are calling him names.
More than half.
Why? I mean, it's ridiculous. Yes. I mean, why should the president be bothered that Showore is calling him a criminal? Face the business of governance. Face the business of dealing with the economic problems that we have. Face the business of dealing with the insecurity. Nigerians are being killed in their hundreds, maybe in their thousands on a monthly basis all across the country. Those things are too important for the president to have time to be sending DSS after random people, you know, whose opinion really, let's be honest, whose opinion don't even count that much. So why does it bother us this much? Why are we deploying so much? You know the amount of money we're going to spend. The lawyers that are representing the DSS are going to be collecting tens, if not hundreds of millions of naira just to go and prosecute one person. This thing is going to cost the country money. Why are we wasting money? Why are we wasting energy? Why are we wasting resources? Why are we creating, you know, an atmosphere where it seems as if it is a crime to speak your mind in this country? It's not good enough. I think President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who prides himself in saying that he's a Democrat, it's unfortunate that under his watch, this type of clamp down on free speech is being perpetrated. He says that he's a Democrat. He says he fought for this democracy as an activist under Nadeko and all of that. How is he the one that is trying to shrink civic space and trying to destroy freedom of speech and create fear in people? I should be able to say anything about him on this your show now, but now I will be worried. You know, let them not come and carry me under somebody who says he's a Democrat, or in fact, worse, let them not come and carry Precious. It's your platform. It's your platform they use. They will carry me, they will carry you. They will be looking at each other in DSS in a Gulag. I mean, it's unfortunate. It shouldn't be at all.
It is sad, but I'm very quickly. There are a few things I'd like you to touch on whilst you take your leave. People are angry that the tax boss, Oga Adedeji, Razak Adedeji, flaunts Patek Philippe wristwatch. Now, the person where they work no go, he no get money to buy a Patek Philippe. He consign anybody. Now, there's also an accusation on Bettakun's son that Anambra state government paid him 100 million naira from the state security fund, security votes fund. Is that a problem if he had a deal with the Anambra state government to receive that kind of fund? The first son of a better, by the way. So these are some accusations we don't come up. But very quickly, make also let you react to allegations about Tinubu allocating unbudgeted 12 billion naira for image laundering, which is a 9 million naira issue, while Nigerian contractors are currently staging protests for debt backlog. If you know, the president had also once said that he's angry that contractors are not being paid. He's angry. So contractors are not being paid, but we could pay 9 million US dollars, 12 billion naira. I mean, that money for addressing a lot of these contractors, their needs. But make I take a reaction to all of this very quickly, Sam.
I mean, for the last one, the issue of the contractor, for me, the issue of the image laundering, lobbyist payments, for me, the problem is that lobbying is not a new thing, especially in the United States. It's actually a very well-established industry, if you like. The problem I have is, first of all, what we are paying lobbyists to go and say are lies. That's number one. The whole idea of lobby is not lying. It is to convince people to side with you in your truth, not to go and lie.
So this one is lie. They want to lie.
And upturn the truth.
So this one is lie.
Is it not lie? Don't we have Christian genocide? Don't we have Christian genocide in Nigeria? Is that one? Is that there is no controversy about that. Everybody that has a brain in their head knows that Christians are being massacred in their thousands in certain parts of the country. Even Muslim clerics, well-known Muslim figures in this country have admitted the same. So why are we paying a lobbyist to say there's no Christian genocide? The government is protecting everybody equally? That's the first problem I have. The second problem is that it's a misplacement of priorities. We shouldn't be spending that kind of money, on this type of thing at this time when we are owing so much. When 30% of our budgetary allocation is going into debt service obligation. Like this country, we do not have money. We're literally broke. We're a heavy debtor nation, and we still find a way to pay 12 billion naira to go and be lying in another man's country. That's my issue with that. For Egbetokun, Adedeji, Zacchaeus Adedeji, and all of that, this country, what is right and what is wrong have become very confusing for a lot of people. White is no longer white, black is no longer black. Sometimes white can be green and sometimes black can be yellow. That's where we are in this country today. And so when you see things that ordinarily in other parts of the world are grounds for resignation, not firing, for resignation of certain people, but in Nigeria, they're going to tell you what's the big deal. So if Egbetokun's son, what's the accusation? So what? So what happened? Is he not in the same country that Wike said his son is entitled to owning land and property in Abuja, in the same Abuja where he is the minister of the federal capital and the one that actually allocates land? But he says that his son is free to own land. It's the same country. So for me, all of these things are really they're not our real problem. I think we should just, as a people, come together and fight the establishment.
All right, sir. So whilst I let you go, is there any problem with President Tinubu conferring an honorary award, that of the GCON, to Shagori? Is there a problem with that? Because Nigerians are already
there's a big problem with it
for money laundering and crime. So why would we honor him with such a high title?
I think the problem is not even that. It's the fact that this accusation is documented. The conviction is in black and white. He has been a member of the Nigerian, Nigerian society for a long time, 30 years or something like that. And he has contributed, some would argue that he really has made contributions. You know, he owns the hotels, and anybody that knows Lagos knows what exactly that means. The entirety of Adetokunbo Ademola Street, from the beginning of it to the hotel roundabout, belongs to this man, and he's employing thousands and thousands of people. You know, the Co-Atlantic project is, owned by him, supposedly in proxy. So some would argue that he's an industrialist on the same level pedestal as a Dangote, and that if a Dangote should be given an award, or is worthy to be given this types of award, then why not a Shagori? But then the problem is that the conflict of interest that follows the fact that this guy is a very, very close associate of the president. They have been allies since the days of Abacha in the early 90s.
But how can they be allies since the days of Abacha, when President Tinubu was fighting Abacha, and this man was hands in glove with Abacha as his bad man?
Really?
So, but the president was fighting Tinubu, Abacha. How can you not be a friend to your enemy?
Was President Tinubu fighting Abacha? Who told you that?
Was he not fighting Abacha, from what we heard?
Was he? Which Nigerian politician really fought which military administration? I lived through that period, though. I didn't read it. I didn't read it in newspaper. I didn't read it in newspaper.
Democracy.
I witnessed these things.
Nigeria because of the fight for democracy.
Yes, because they wanted to kill him.
Yes, because he was fighting Abacha.
So the issue is that all military men are friends to all politicians until they are no longer friends, and that can happen at any time, depending on anything. So that he fought Abacha is neither here nor there. He would also claim that he fought Babangida. So all of those ones are stories, precious. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was chummy with Shagori, even in the days that Shagori was accused of being the bagman for Abacha. And that, for me, is a conflict of interest. It's the same reason why I think awarding the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway contract to a company that is supposedly, in fact, is documented to be owned by the Shagoris, is a conflict of interest, especially when it was not subjected to any kind of public scrutiny. So, the Shagori-Tinubu relationship is a very complicated one. But, the only thing we can do is to talk about it, is to express our displeasure and to say that this is wrong. That's the job. That's our job. Let's just put it out there that this should not be happening. It's unethical. And I think that it goes even beyond unethical. And I think if we really dig into the bottom of this thing, we'll find some sort of illegality inside it. But let's just leave it at the level of it's unethical. And the president has to do better. The president shows very clearly that our opinion doesn't matter, that he will do whatever he wants to do, regardless of what we as citizens think. And he has said so. He promised us during his campaign that he will remove subsidy. We can protest all we want, and it's going to go ahead, and nothing will happen. So that's his mindset when it comes to the opinion of Nigerians. But that notwithstanding, we continue to express that opinion so that we'll put it down on record for posterity to know that some Nigerians actually spoke out, though, that this is not right. We should not be giving one of our highest national awards to a man with such a past. I don't want to say too much before somebody will come and sue me, but people, those awards
around here, sir.
Those awards are meant for people of exemplary conduct, people without any kind of shadow, whatever around them. And so these days you begin to wonder whether what kind of country are we really running.
Thank you, sir. Make I let you go. I know your time, dog. I promise not to keep you any longer, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. I hope we'll have time to do this again next week, Monday. Thank you so much. And sincere apologies for the hitch, technical glitch.
We'll work on all the network issues. It's all part of the problem that we're talking about.
The unexplained glitches we
experienced. Unexplained glitch that INEC sent our way. Leftover glitch from 2023.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too, sir. So Nigeria's phone lines are open. Let's have you jumping on the conversation. 0817-029-4077. That is the number to call. I saw your calls coming in, but I needed to let the guest drop his thoughts, considering that he had very limited time to spend with us. So phone lines are open. Let's quickly go on taking your calls now. I have Chris at the backyard, and then of course you can also click on the link on the pinned post, and that link will bring you straight to the studio to join the conversation here in the studio. So Chris, are you ready to talk with us? Good evening, Chris, and welcome. Oh dear, can you hear me, Chris? Are you there?
Hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Crystal clear. Mr.
Okay.
Chris, you're welcome.
So,
your own network too, one worry, Abi.
No, not in this place. I don't usually come in, but I listen to all your programs from VOP to this place. But the one reason I came in here is because this your guest is very intelligent. But on the issue of Nigeria, he's completely 100% wrong. So
what was he wrong about?
I will challenge him. I will challenge. Let me finish.
Okay,
I will challenge him. I put a challenge to him now. Call Tinubu, release a referendum. If we don't get up to 70%, okay, we will remain in Nigeria. That is one challenge.
He said that you don't get up to 70%. He said
if
that
we don't, I just challenge him.
He said that not all Igbos want.
I'm saying to you, let him do it. Let Nigeria try it.
You know, so that's in that.
See, if we don't get 70%, we remain in Nigeria.
You know, so
that is one. I'm just telling you. It's a challenge.
Go ahead, sir. Okay.
Let him pick it up.
All right, sir.
Then the second one I'm saying is this simple. He said Nigeria is too strategic, important. No, that's not true. Call Patu Tommy, Professor Patu Tommy, on the national television. He told us that his contemporary in the Western world, that is, policymakers in the world, have told him it's a strategic failure. He said it on a national television. So that is one. So the idea that Nigeria is too strategic to fail is not true. There are three things that are keeping Nigeria as a going concern. One, the hydrocarbon in the east. Two, I don't know if you are, but let me keep on talking. Okay. Two,
I can hear you very well.
Yeah. Two, those Obasanjo and Babangida, those that fought the military, fought in the war, that still won. And third, more importantly, these Igbo politicians that think that they can fix Nigeria. These are three things. These are three reasons.
So the Niger Delta, or you know, follow not only Igbo hydrocarbon.
I'm not saying Igbo. I'm saying in the east. When I say east, I mean
is Niger Delta in the east?
United Delta is east. It's east. Forget about if you want a debate. I can
now.
No. Listen, Precious, you are intelligent to understand. You are too intelligent to understand. Go into that because I don't want to lose my thoughts on this issue. If you want us to debate, in fact, actually, I would like to talk to you, have a conversation with you on a lot of issues on this Nigerian issue. Okay? Because yes, I will like to. So I'm telling you, the hydrocarbon, those that fought the war, and these useless evil politicians that think that they can fix Nigeria. Now, let me give you something to think about. Nigeria spent millions and billions of naira to stop Radio Biafra. Go to the whole Nigeria today. Radio Biafra is booming everywhere, if you care to listen. Second, they have tried to call IPOB terrorists and or every other thing. Well, they haven't succeeded. Even though the Western world knew that IPOB has a ESN. But I don't want to tell you some ESN, why it was formed. You know, so let me say this. Nigeria cannot, it's unsustainable. Even those that formed it knew that it's unsustainable. And that's why they gave a date of 100. Once it passes, then you can renegotiate. But because of the presence of hydrocarbon, because of those that fought the war stupidly, and then third, this that think that they can fix Nigeria. That's why we are still in this quagmire. So it's kicking can even if Obi become the president, it's kicking the can down the line. Okay. So I'm not here. I don't like coming into this your program, but because he is very intelligent, I've listened to him both in BOP and here. So he's creating this fear. If Nigeria breaks up, let me tell you, no country grows without its culture. Okay, right. No country, no society grows without its culture. And if you want me to come, I will, because this is the things I want to discuss with you about ethnicity.
But in your conversation, you did say that the Niger Delta is the East. If you're talking about from the geopolitical or the way Nigeria was structured in the past, you may be correct. But in present day Nigeria, Niger Delta is not in the East. And let's tell ourselves the truth. You have to calm down. Because this kind of thing you're parading is the reason why some South people are saying they don't want to follow the Igbos. Because they feel like
just listen. Okay. When Dr. Kachi comes to your destiny, he will tell you that even your people who were part of the Arrow Confederacy.
It is not East. Where and East is the same thing. Where?
He said that part of you that are part of the Arrow Confederacy. What I'm trying to explain to you is simple. That there's what you call calendar, 4 cardinal points. You have the East, you have the West, you have the North, you have the South. There's nowhere in the cardinal point they have South. But they have
you have South.
No. Yes, you have Southeast, you have Southwest,
you have Southwest,
you have Northwest, you have North, you have Northeast. No, there's nowhere you can they say there's something like a South to South. Okay, but you can have
South. That's the same way the Northerners will tell you that there's nothing like middle belts. Because there's
they are all that's not exactly. I agree with you. I agree with you. But the point I'm trying to explain to you is simple. Okay, you see, in Nigeria, what you have are the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Ijos, the TVs, the and so on and so forth. Now, listen. Let me finish. Can I don't like coming here, but I just let me give you. Okay. The reason why I'm telling you this is simple. There are a lot of things you have to understand about ethnicity, the power of ethnicity. Okay. Ethnicity. And not take it to Professor George Obiozo. You can go and read what he wrote before he became
let someone else calling, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so I have your number. I don't know this is your number. This is your WhatsApp number. Whether it is the right one, I would like to engage you on these issues. Basically.
No problem, sir.
But let him don't get 70%. We remain in Nigeria.
No problem, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, Nigerians, phone lines are still open. Feel free to jump in on the conversation. Follow the link on the pinned post and it will bring you straight into the studio. Or you call the WhatsApp number 0817-029-4077. Hello, good evening, son. Welcome.
Good evening, Precious. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, sir. Welcome. Remind us your name and where you're coming from.
Many things I'm going to talk. I know I don't have much time, but your guest is spot on the issue concerning Biafra and Oduduwa. I guarantee you today that if we have Biafra Oduduwa, there will be more agitation for more separation.
That's a simple fact.
So I don't think personally, just like he rightly said, the problem of Nigeria is getting the right people. The agitation in Igbo land is marginalization. If the government can address that, I guarantee you nobody wants to separate. So that is one. But where we are now is the problem of Nigeria, the citizens. The politicians are not the problem. How many are there? Let's say they are just 1 million, all of them. Are they more than 250 or 230 million Nigerians? So our problem, our problem, the citizens. I was in Nigeria this Christmas. I can see the moral decay among the youth. These are the people you're going to say you're going to give Biafra. They're going to kill themselves. So that brings me to what we need to do for this 2027. With all due respect, all these politicians, I'm talking about Buhari, Atiku, and the Tinubu, they all just want to have that name President of Nigeria. Very serious. That place is a retirement home for them. Just like Peter Obi said. They are not interested, and they don't even have the energy to address the problem of Nigeria. Outside, it's just like you go to job interview, just like Tinubu is going around, whatever. You go to job interview. When you go to job interview, there will be panel interviewing you. And when you leave, those panel will sit down and assess you and make a decision. So Tinubu can go wherever he wants to go and try to sell Nigeria. When he left, these people are going to sit down because the world is a global village. They'll say, no, who want to invest his money in a place you don't even know when to get your return on investment? So what we need in Nigeria is somebody going to speak to Nigeria in diaspora. That's our goal. Nigerians invest in other, and there's no Nigeria. I've been in the United States for 35 years. Home is home. There is no single Nigeria. At least 90% of them will come back home and develop. But you're going to have enabling environment. You're going to have all those infrastructure. And those are basic. Road, rail, electricity, and all those. And we have the money to do it. So my point is, Nigeria gets a leader that will speak to the diasporans, and they will trust him. If Obi goes out and speak to Nigeria outside the Nigerians, they will believe him and they will listen to him. And the last thing he will do is to fail them. Those are the leaders we are looking. We're not looking for these retirement people who wants to go over there and answer the name. They're not interested in building Nigeria. So, what I'm saying, just to close, is the problem of Nigerians and the Nigerians, there is no white man, there is no black man, there is nobody who's going to come to Nigeria to make Nigeria good for you. It is you, and it is this, the Nigerians.
Thank you.
If they want to do it, fine. If they don't want to do it, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much for your thoughts. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening. Are you there? Good evening. I can't hear you. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Go ahead. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Chooks. I'm calling from United Kingdom.
All right, Chooks, go ahead, please. So talk to others too.
Yeah, a screwdriver. you
never see that report since. Now, since yesterday, we also talked about it now. Chilak and I talked about it briefly yesterday. Mr. Chilak and I.
Yeah, sometimes I laugh when, things happening in Nigeria. When people call Nigeria Banana Republic, this is the type of things that makes it looks like a banana republic. How can you insult yourselves? Precious. There's something, sometimes when I'm looking at what is happening in Nigeria, it's just like gangsters just behaving like the ways they want. Nobody's controlling anybody. Just look at what can we say? Yeah? If it's not NNPC, it is Dangote, everybody's just all over the place doing what they want. And to your guest, I'm sorry. This is not just about the Biafra. Let him put referendum today. Nobody will remain. He said that name Nigeria will disappear. Naturally, I'm telling you. Put referendum today, that name Nigeria. How worse can he get? All these things, sometimes when they speak, you think they belong to this class that are dealing with us. right? But it's just for them to, to make them happy. That's why they speak in that manner. How can he say that Nigeria is a strategic whatever? Something that does not have foundation.
No, but Nigeria is very strategic.
Nigeria cannot even... Strategic in what? Just tell me what Nigeria is strategic about. Tell me. It's just like when we say we are G-ant. It's something that makes you a G-ant. Nigeria is not a G-ant.
All right, thank you. Are you done? Thank you.
Hello?
Yes, is that all? Are you done, sir?
Hello?
I can hear you. Are you done, sir?
Okay, yeah. So, when he says, oh, if Nigeria divide today, we're going to have the same problem we have in Nigeria, that is a lie.
Let me prove to you that this particular one, I will prove it to you that it is not a lie. Will you let somebody who is an Osu become a governor? Is an Osu not a human being like you? No. Let's start with that. Will you, an Igbo man, let your daughter marry an Osu? Is an Osu not a human being? So, no, I'm just saying it because it is true.
I'm not into that type of...
there is a lot of division among us, whether you accept it or not. It is true.
Listen to me first.
Yes, sir.
Let me put my point down before you start fighting for your government, because I know
I'm not fighting for government, and that it's actually insulting for you to think that government buys me. I take exception to that, sir.
Are you going to tell me today, yeah, that if there is anything that is happening in Anambra State, for instance, right, that the people needed to protest, this person will say, oh, because you are Catholic, or because you are from the North Anambra or East Anambra, would that ever happen?
But it is happening.
You cannot protest it.
It is happening, sir. It is happening. When people don't talk in unity because of religious, you not see the policies where even happen for Catholic church where person walk out of church because of Ifeanyi Oba. So person bring money, build church. They not really recognize them because of church politics. Is it not happening? Are you not seeing it? Did you not see the outburst?
Precious.
Sir?
Those are individual things.
It is not about individual. This politics will play at the larger scale when the time comes. That's the point. Let's tell ourselves the hard truth. This is a hard truth we need to tell ourselves.
No. Precious, don't look at it like that. Yeah? Don't look at it. Even here I'm living, all these little things are there. What we're talking about is bigger things. Like, for example, now, if we need to change anything in government, we will stand and change that thing and nothing will happen. I tell you that.
How have you will start now? Oga, I'm coming, sir. You see, I like what you're saying. You will start now. Wait now. Oga, wait now. No, you will let me talk. This one, you know, go collect the talk. I not go agree for you, Oga. I not go agree for you. You go let me talk. You go let me talk, sir. You know, you go let me talk. You can start now by holding your leaders in Igbo accountable. Your governors. They collect money. What are they? Why is it not possible? Why is South? Why can you not hold your leaders accountable? Why? Why do you think it will not be used against you when the time comes when you're separated?
No. You see, Precious, yeah, stop running away from this. Yeah, you see why I say you run away. Even your National Union workers cannot even protest. Come on, Precious.
So even within Igbo land, you cannot protest against your governors. What makes you think that by the time you separate, you can protest against them?
Because of Abuja, in the PQ you go miss and nothing go happen.
All right, it's okay, no problem.
If the
no
PQ
wahala.
You go miss,
no
wahala.
No problem. Thank you so much.
In Abuja, we they talk about all these our governors, all these people when they talk, we for don't put them inside bin. You know now.
No problem. So you don't wait on when you get Biafra, now you go put them inside pin. You know, go put them inside pin now, hold them accountable now.
We know what Abuja can do. What time you say we don't
know? No problem. So you cannot hold them accountable now because you're not under Biafra. That's what you're saying.
Now Abuja power they use.
All right, no problem. Thank you, sir. It's okay. You win.
Now Abuja power they use.
It's okay. Thank you, sir.
I'll give you an example of if you call for protest now, either the Igbo say I'm not joining or nothing concern me, or the Hausa. Now what they keep Nigeria and be that.
No problem. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Said I'll talk to someone else. People have been on hold.
You see these people when they make noise now, Precious. Yeah, all these people where they make noise, all these divides, then keep them there. That's why they are talking the way they are talking. Don't you see how the National Assembly are talking, looking down on the citizens as if nobody exists in the country?
All right, thank you, sir.
If we are on our individual levels, precious, you know what I'm talking about.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Let somebody else speak. Thank you. I get you, sir. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Let me talk to someone else. And for somebody who asks if I'm Osu, in Ndoki land, we don't have anything like Osu. We don't do that in Ndoki. The whole of Ndoki. Please fact check me if you're from Ndoki and you know anyone from Ndoki. We don't do Osu business in Ndoki. A 1-4 is a 1-4 anywhere. And Ndoki indigenous is an Ndoki indigenous anywhere. There is no Osu and no non-Osu in Ndoki land. Hello, good evening and welcome. Sir.
Good morning from here.
Good morning, welcome. Thank you.
Your guest said, although that the guy that spoke with you that said he really want to talk with you about this issue, he already said my mind, but I need to say it again.
Okay, go ahead.
Your guest, I disagree with him and also disagree with you from what you were talking with the last caller.
Okay.
I don't know what other people see Igbos as in Igbos are. Look at Igbos, like the man said, when they divide Nigeria, they are Igbos that they are going to transfer the problem of Nigeria to Igbo setting. It's a 100% lie. Some people in Nigeria, I think they need to go and study Igbos. Igbos are not that way. Igbos, we go by surname. After surname, we go by kindred. We go by kinsmen. And we go by community. So, you see, in Igbo land, if Igbo is a nation, people like all these people, they will not near the leadership corridor. Never. We don't look at people because of their money. We don't look at people because of how they look like or how they are. We look at people the way how sincere they are. This is Igbo system. So if Igbo nation is separate, like the way out of Nigeria, we know how to treat this kind of people.
How do you know how? I don't want us to have this as a debate. Just hold on now. Just hold on and make her ask you now. You don't talk and keep quiet.
Right.
You know, the reason why people they talk this thing, they say now for the smell of food that they use know whether it is sweet. You understand? Make her not talk. Make her not talk. Make her not talk the other way around. Do you understand? If there is a possibility that the Igbos will start holding their leaders accountable, it can start from small examples from the way you people treat them now. See, the same and they come now. Why can you not hold them accountable for crying out loud? No, just hold on. You have House of Rep members. You have local government chairman. You have House of Assembly members. You have National Assembly members. You have governors. In all of these people, from the lowest to the highest, you can't hold one of them accountable. You can't hold one of them accountable. Oh, that's wrong now.
Let me explain that to you, Precious. We can't hold them accountable because we are not the one that selected them. We're not the one that put them there. They are under cover of one Nigeria. So let me tell you, if Obuzodema, first of all, we will treat him first of all, we call him out by his name. Secondly, we call him out by his kindred or his kinsman. The last one will not treat him general. That's how Igbo treat that case in every community, in every village. You know, when you come in any community, in any kindred, you will see like 3 names. Those 3 names, maybe they are from one father. Maybe they are from one father. So this is how we treat our.
So the only way, so you're saying that the only way the Southeast can be developed is only if they're giving Biafra. So if they're not giving Biafra, we cannot have leaders in the Southeast that can develop Southeast. And then the citizens of Southeast would not have the ability to at least demand good governance from their people because they are appointed from Abuja. That's why.
Precious wait. We have leaders in Southeast. We can demand for good leadership. But now, under one Nigeria umbrella of corruption, foundation of lies, we cannot do it. You see what they did to Ojo Zokalo when he came out to say something about Lesoti. You saw how people treated him. This is how they would treat him. But under one Nigeria, they desperation, and Igbos will not be happy. So we know how we treat our own when we comes to somebody that is corrupt or somebody that is not sincere. You see Nnamdi Kanu. Do you know why Igbo people are following Nnamdi Kanu? We don't follow Nnamdi Kanu because he's talking. We don't follow Nnamdi because Nnamdi Kanu showed an example of how Igbo people, the real Igbo man is. You see, when Nnamdi Kanu was going for negotiation, is he calling anybody? He called Professor Wabeze. He called all those old men that went with him to that negotiation. All those sincere people, all those people, when they call, people listen. You see, Peter Obi, people are following Peter Obi not because Peter Obi is a politician. Peter Obi is different. So we are following Peter Obi because he lives by example. What he says is what we do. You see, there's a title they call also in Igbo land. Before you get to that place, they will say, if you have you washed their tongue? When they say, did you wash your tongue? It doesn't mean that you wash your tongue with the water. That means you are a sincere person before you get that title. Because under one Nigeria now, those titles have been infiltrated with their government politics. They now get certificate from government. They now get money from government. They never say the truth anymore. So Igbo people are unique people. We know how to do our things and hold our people accountable. Do you know before when you kill somebody in Igbo land, you will run away, they will punish you in that land for 7 years. People have been doing all this. We know how to do it. But with politicians and under one Nigeria, we lost a lot of things. And we are going to get it back once we get our Biafra or whatever they call it. Although Biafra is a political name, but we can get it under Biafra and do what we want to do with it. So that's where I disagree with him. If they want to know what Igbo stand for, let them do a referendum. Let there be referendum. You will see that Igbos will now leave all those things that they have outside Igbo land and come back home. That's what I want to contribute on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. And I do appreciate your contribution, but I think we're getting something right. And for those who's been asking in the comment section, I'm an Ndoki woman, and in Ndoki land, we don't have anything like Usu, and I cannot be. I'm a bona fide full-born flesh Mwala. I am not any of those things. But then, even if I'm an Osu, he's also not a human being. You see, that's the kind of segregation we're talking about. And then we know that we do face these issues. It's not like I'm saying that it's peculiar to Igbos alone. It's also in the South. It's also in the Southwest. It's also in the North. We have a fundamental behavioral issue in Nigeria generally. If it's a situation where we have Northerners right now, they'll see, once it happens that the politician who is corrupt is from their place, they'll downplay on the corruption. But it's when your thief when the thief is from your place, you downplay his stealing. But if the thief is from another place, you shout about the stealing. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So we have that issue. And then in terms of division amongst all of us, we have a division issue, whether we like it or not. Even just like the guest has said, within Yoruba, you have the Egbas and the Ijebus also quarrel if they say they should bring Oduduwa State tomorrow. It is a problem. It's a fundamental issue. It is an issue we have. I have had issues with people saying that, I will not marry, if we two of us marry, the marriage has to be in a Catholic church because my father is a knight. This person will say, the marriage has to be in an Anglican church because my father is also a knight of Anglican. It's an issue. We have unnecessarily superiority complex or superiority issue. And that's the thing. It's a fact. How do we explain in the 21st century that people are still segregating, maligning, and looking down on a particular group of people because of whatever their ancestors did in the past in the name of Osu? And you see their child and say, the place that this person ate with you never eat with it. The place where he stepped, you cannot pass near there because that person is an Osu. In the 21st century. And this is still happening. And you think it will not be worse when you become a state of your own or a country of your own? It will happen. And that's the point I'm trying to make. And perhaps that's the point the guest also noted. There will be such divisions, perhaps more further subdivisions when the state is given. That's the point that we're trying to make. Not that we're saying specifically this is to Igbo people. Same way to be happening in the North too. Same way to happen in the Southwest too. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good afternoon from here.
Yes, good afternoon to you. Thank you and welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Henry. I'm calling from Ohio, United States.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I've been following your program, but this is the first time I went to call.
Thank you. You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, regarding what the last caller said, regarding Igbos, there's one thing you need to understand is that our leaders, their powers did not derive from the people. Most of them, all of them get their assume office from Abuja.
So why does that stop you from holding them accountable? That's the same question.
When you look at the North, the reason why they don't joke with their people, that is why you will see a Northern governor. He will, whenever he wins the election, he will try to marry for his people. He will marry for his people. He doesn't joke with those their traditional rulers. They don't joke with their clerics because they know their power is derived from the people. Whenever you look at any Igbo politician, they are always right, or whatever, they are doing everything possible to please Abuja, not their own people, because they know that they did not assume that office to their own people. That is the reason why you will never see any Igbo politician that is all they're always going to Abuja. They don't care about their people. They are so selfish. They are so selfish. That is why you will see people like David Umahi. You will see people like all those Okaro. You will see people like Hope of them. There is another one they call Ararume. I know you must have heard that one. Yes. That one is another evil issue. He doesn't talk. He doesn't talk, but Hope has bent him. With time, he will come up. Because he has started again, because I've been seeing him with the journalists. He invited journalists to his house the other day. I know with time, anytime maybe he has not gotten to the kind of office Hope has been entered. That is why he has not been able to say anything. With time, whenever he is able to enter the office, which he thinks that Hope has not been able to enter, that is when he derives his own power to come and start doing what? Frustrating his own people. Igbo politicians are selfish. Okay, look at what is
so the question we're asking, sir, you see, the same thing you're saying is what we're saying now. If Igbo politicians are selfish, will that selfishness stop magically once Biafra is given or is attained?
It will stop. It will stop.
It will stop. Hey, what is the magic that will stop it? That's the point.
Why it will stop is before the Biafra of it will come, there will be an agreement. And all this kind of, I don't believe all these people who has been governor or House of Assembly will be able to contest any kind of election in Igbo land during that kind of period. I don't believe that.
And then you think there'll be and then you think there'll be automatic unity, and that perhaps people from Anambra State or Enugu State will not think they're more superior than people from maybe I'm just asking because you know what I'm saying is Oga, calm down now, calm down. You see, we're saying the same thing. You see, that is the reason why I brought about that. I gave an example of the issue that people want to chew me for, which I really don't care anyway. So the same issue, if today we can be talking against ourselves because of religion, you're not a Catholic, you're not an Anglican, because of that I cannot marry you. You're an Osu, you cannot eat where I'm eating, you cannot stand where I'm standing, and all of that. What makes you think that we'll not have deeper issues at the time the Biafra is gotten? Do you understand that example? I am not saying they don't marry. I'm saying there's superiority in the marriage. Oh God, now you're not listening to me. I think you got me wrong. No, don't quote me wrong, sir. I did not say Catholics don't marry Roman Catholics. I said there is superiority in
discrimination against traditionalists.
Have I done what?
Have you seen such discrimination against traditionalists in Igbo land?
So what I'm saying is, so what will stop discrimination at all in any way?
All those things that you are saying, it's just people who are just trying to do what? To do everything to blackmail Igbos.
I have a very close friend. I have a very close friend whose marriage was called off because she attends a particular church and her parents insist she must be married to so church, and her husband's family insists they must marry in so church. In Igbo land, though.
That one is their family problem. That one is their family problem. Yes, that one is their family problem. Well, if a screwdriver seller can be able to influence the American president, imagine what someone who is selling motor parts would do, or a pharmacist would do. That means those ones will even destabilize United Nations.
So Oga, speaking, going back to the conversation, the issue that brought this issue wasn't I that raised it was my guest, and he did say that if Nigeria divides, there will be further subdivisions. Why? Because, for instance, and he gave 2 examples. I don't know why the Igbo people are chopping us now. Yeah, the Yoruba people have not called me to say that what he said was a lie. Why is it the Igbo that is paying? That feels attacked to this conversation? He did say that if once we, for instance, the Biafra is attained, other people within the Biafra, there will be agitations that would lead to subdivisions again. And the same thing would happen also in Yoruba if a Yoruba nation is achieved. What did he say that is a lie?
Paravento, if they say Biafra is going to come tomorrow, there will be negotiations. Because as it is, you can't just even come and tell someone who is not interested to join your Biafra agitation. You come and say they are dragging other neighboring. You can't do just that. You have to negotiate with them and reach an agreement with them. Hello.
All right. So I think the point to this conversation is the fact that I think we have an issue, that a fundamental issue as a country, as a people, that we all need to fix. We have people who are stealing our money from south, east, west, north, and south, and they're all part of us. We haven't dealt with stealing our money. We have Yoruba people stealing our money. We have Fulanis. We have Hausas. We have Middle Belt. We have people from across the world corrupt. I mean, across ethnic groups in Nigeria, very, very corrupt. So the point should be to address the behavioral corruption issue that we have, not on division of Nigeria. That's the point the guest tried to make.
The reason why Igbos are agitated is because of what is happening in Nigeria. Honestly, okay, when you are saying that Igbos are marginalized, the reason why Igbos are saying they are marginalized, look at since after the war,
No, there's no question that there is marginalization. There is marginalization. I can attest to that, and the guest also attested to that. There is marginalization.
What Igbos are demanding for? Excuse me, Igbo man is not after presidency. What Igbos are demanding is what? Equity, fairness, and justice. That's what Igbo man is asking for. That's what Igbo man is asking for. Whatever thing that you are doing in the north, are doing in the west, try and do, even if it is 40% in Igbo land. If an Igbo man see anything to do, he will do what? He will be grateful.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So your take in this conversation. All right. All right. So your take, of course, and that is exactly what my guest said. He said the injustice needs to be addressed.
If you give people man that same opportunity, you are giving someone from the west, the person from the south.
I totally. There must be equity.
People man will not complain.
There must be equity, right? I agree with you. There must be equity. And that is what my guest said now. And I know even here within they talk. On they chop and raw. He did say that the reason for the agitation is marginalization, which he is not denying. He said there is marginalization, and that there is right to feel that way, that there is marginalization, because it's obvious. In fact, he said it's only a blind mind that will say there is no marginalization. There is.
But some people are denying it.
Oh, now nobody can say that now. Something where they visible, something where Sunday Igbo do and Shawore do, and get different treatments from waiting Nnamdi Kanu do.
People are denying it.
No,
Look
now,
at
no.
how much they are using to upgrade Lagos State International Airport. But look at the way Enugu State Airport is.
I totally understand. I totally agree with you. But nobody has denied that now. I think you guys are getting me wrong. I think you guys just jumped halfway into the conversation and just decided to hear one aspect and then you ran with it. That's unfair. The guest spoke holistically about the conversation. And he did say that calling for marginalization may not solve our problem, because even when we divide, there may be further agitation for subdivisions. He said so. And whether you like it or not, human wants are always insatiable. You know that, right? People want to say, we too, we not agree. Why must it be people from Anambra State that will be getting so position? We not agree to, we want so and so thing. Do you understand? So those things would happen, whether you like it or not. That's what he's saying. But it's now you that you're saying that, okay, what?
Yeah, it's everywhere. Even in my immediate family, there is agitation.
So now you see it.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But the thing is that let them just do what? Treat people fairly. That is what we are asking.
Absolutely, which we are all asking for. Even me from River State, even where I'm from in River State, we're very marginalized though. Ndoki, how many Ndoki person have you heard had a position or one position or anywhere? Do you understand? So we're also marginalized. It's a general thing, and I'm part of that marginalization. And that is why what one Kehinde Lafisu will say as a journalist, if I say it, I may not get equal treatment. Do you understand me? So it is everywhere. We all know that. And that's why we're calling for equity in this country.
But as it is, some people, especially some people, I didn't say everybody, understand, in terms of come to anything like federal examination, you will see the cutoff mark from southeast will be higher.
I know they doubt you, and I mean go tell you that one. I'll be journalist. I go tell you. I agree.
If they think we are on, let them make everything to be
I totally, and that is so. Instead of that, I think we should focus attention for clamoring for equity. But again, I have a problem with this. The problem I have is that instead of saying, "Oh, we want," since the agitation for Biafra is causing problem, why not now make a case and campaign for equity in Nigeria? Carry it to United Nations. Say a particular group of people are marginalized; they should be treated equally in Nigeria.
One thing you understand, one thing you want, the way Nigeria is structured. Nigeria is structured where there is no how you will get an Igbo man will get an equity. That is how Nigeria is structured. So if I can't get justice through this process,
then why try?
I see a way where I can scatter everything. I don't mind to scatter it. That is the reason why it is some people are angry.
All right.
You can't beat a child. You can't beat a child and expect him not to cry.
Not to cry. I agree with you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. I appreciate you. And I'm really very surprised to see this conversation, move this way. What is start this conversation now? Oga Emeka, screwdriver seller. Now you start this problem. Oga Emeka, screwdriver seller from Onitsha. You're the cause of this problem. We were talking about your wahala, and we didn't know that this conversation would get to this level. And then it led to, this issue just by a simple statement from our guest. Hello, good evening and welcome. Sir, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome,
My name
sir.
is Olu, and I'm calling from Canada.
Your name is Ochi Zulu.
My name is Olu.
Olu, you're welcome. Olu, go ahead, please.
Yes, I want to contribute to your program.
Fantastic, you're right on air. Go ahead, let's hear you, Mr. Olu.
Yes, so please, I want you to get something very, very clear. So it is true that some elites in Nigeria, particularly the president and his followers, are playing ethnic politics, and it is very, very sad. It is sad, and we have gotten to a point in this country where they have all refused to do what is right for our ethnic groups, each of the ethnic groups in Nigeria, various ethnic groups in Nigeria, and for the country as a whole. I'm a Yoruba man, and I believe in equity, fairness, and justice.
Absolutely.
So I can tell you that categorically that first, Tinubu did not win that election. It wasn't a free and fair election. That was pretty clear. That
well, everyone has said that. We've been saying that.
The man who won the election was robbed of that election, and
that's what many believe. That's what many believe.
It is part of what. It is part of the reason why we are here where we are today. That is why the country hasn't moved. People like us who have lived in the US, who have lived in Canada, who have lived in the UK, Europe, in the other civilized part of the world, will tell you that Nigeria cannot make progress with the way things are going on, and they will never move an inch in the next 100 years if they keep behaving and behaving this way. God has blessed that place with the different ethnic groups and different resources.
All right.
In that, but unfortunately, we haven't made the right decision. So, but basically, what I want to say is that what just happened just shows that, number one, Tinubu's government, the people, him and his people, are incompetent. The government is very, very incompetent. They were the ones who told us on the day that Trump, on the Christmas day that Trump bombed Nigeria, the Sokoto area in Nigeria, that they were collaborating with US. And now you are writing a piece. And I wonder how New York Times will fall
a reputable newspaper organization will fall for that line of thought that the man responsible for Trump bombing Nigeria is the one man sitting in the east and give him the coordinates and give him the reason to bomb Nigeria. It is very, very sad. But Peter competent, they cannot be taken serious, and unfortunately the people that are suffering are the Nigerian people, and we have seen it from the very first day it got inaugurated up until this moment. But be that as it may, as a Yoruba man, I support, whether you call it Biafra, whether you call it Igbo nation, whatever name you want to give to it, it doesn't matter to me. I don't freaking care. Look at the substance of what they are agitating for. Look at the substance of what they are asking for. As a Yoruba man, as an Hausa person, as a Middle Belt person, is what this person asking for, is what these people asking for, something that is reasonable, something that I know that someday my people would also benefit from those kind of thoughts, those kind of things they're asking for. You understand? That is how the white man have been able to make progress with their society. That is why when somebody from outside will go into a place like America, they will refuse that person, even though he's coming into their society, is a stranger in their society, should not be ill-treated, should not be maltreated, will be treated the same way that a son of the soil or the indigenous person will be treated. They will be treated equally, will be equal justice. And now we are asking people who are indigenous to a particular area are asking pertinent questions. Are those questions valid? Do they deserve valid answers? They want you to be treated fairly, and then you begin to treat them like they are enemies. You begin to treat them like they don't matter. You begin to treat them, and they have used certain people. And it's unfortunate that the people who are allowing this to continue are certain people among the Igbo tribes. Just the same way they've been using certain people among the Yoruba people.
Thank you.
They've been using certain people among the Hausa people to suppress a large majority.
Thank you.
And one thing I want to say again is that, see, if one of the ways that Nigeria can break free, especially from these Fulani people that have come to influence our politics in a very negative way, is to allow for a free and fair election to take place. I am telling you, there are people of progressive mind in the north who will do the right thing by their people. But as long as you can produce a rig elections for criminals who have ulterior motives, all they want to do is subject the people, steal resources, and it's the same for every part of that country. This is the same.
Thank you.
Let me leave it at that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. Good night. Hello, good evening, and welcome. Yes. Welcome, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, Marvelous calling from Canada.
Marvelous, you called before. You're calling again.
I haven't called before. I only called you yesterday.
Oh, okay. You're welcome. I think it was someone else that called. Yeah, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Oh, okay then. Let me quickly chip in some thoughts to what I've been hearing, first of all. You know, like I said the other day, like I said before, I said we should forget about this ethnic of a thing. We should be Nigerian first. Before that country can move forward, the ethnic groups have to take a back seat. Everybody has to be Nigerian first. A citizen first. Citizen first. Then we talk about ethnic whatever group or whatever we need to talk about. But everybody has to be a citizen first. Everybody, a mutual respect has to be for the old regions in that country. Everybody has to come together, as in the bad eggs have to take a back seat to this time, while the good ones take charge of affairs of that country. The ones that mean the patriots, the ones that means well for the country, not these people we have in opposition. And again, one thing I would like to add again, you guys shouldn't forget that 2027 is around the corner. Everything they are doing now, because they know Peter Obi won the last election, and he will likely pick start coming out little by little, just to see if they can deceive the people. Nothing much. We all know the truth. We all know what happened during this Sokoto bombing and everything, how the Nigerians said they were the one that cooperated with whatever way the pressure was on. Don't you guys should sit there and think. All of a sudden, they are now saying one Mr. Nika from one Anambra state is the one. So you guys should know where these things are going. Because we are scared. The criminals who are in charge of those corner of those regions, they are all scared because they don't want to stop people. If Obi has been the one already, I don't believe that this Fulani of 18 or whatever will even exist. So I don't believe it will even exist. At least maybe the country should have been reset by now. At least this should have been moving, and maybe a lot of changes could have taken place. Maybe strategic, some kind of policies could have been in place now to push that country forward. They all know themselves. They all know what they're doing. All these are all for 2027. That is why you see all these things are coming out little by little, paying money to Europe, to whatever foreign countries to start laundering their images and everything. They know what they're doing, but they will not succeed. But the good people have to come out now. Everybody has to come out and start lending their voices. So because we need that country to work. This this ethnic should take back seats. Once this ethnic whatever take back seats now, then the good people, the people that mean well for that are in the forefront. Then you will start seeing changes. These criminals, they will look for a place and go and hide themselves in shame. That's why I make a reference one time ago. I say, you see the way the United Kingdom structure the four. Because that it's like the four regions have different. Has some kind of devolved power, but there is the central government devolved some powers. They don't just donate the power to the center alone. You got the point. The power is there at the center, but some powers are allocated to the four regions so that everybody can coexist. There will be a balance.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my
that is the same way Nigeria must operate now, because so that things can move forward. That's just it.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time. Yeah?
Thank you so much, Marvelous. I appreciate you. Thank you a great deal, and thank you to everyone who's contributed. Do I have somebody on? I think I have somebody here at the back here. Mr. Anwin, good evening. Mr. Anwin, good evening.
Good evening, precious assistant. I call you Nemoche because you are one of the daughters of my mom. I think I've called in here before the other day.
I'm one of the daughters of your mom. How?
Yes, my mom is from Ungwaland, and my dad is a Ghanaian. I am from the upper eastern.
Okay, you're the ex-soldier that calls in from Ghana. I'm actually from Ghana.
Yes. Thank you so much for this program. You know, we have left the topic and we are, going. But I have to just say,
we're all tensed with emotions.
You see, not much precious. Let me tell you this. There is no way Nigeria will move forward without solving this issue of ethnicity, the intimidation and the subjugation of the other people against the people in Nigeria. That diversity to yield fruits for Nigerians is the talk of the grave right now as we speak. That diversity has created a lot of problems in Nigeria. And you see religion climbing itself, religion trying to lord itself over the other. So that is the problem. As long as these things exist, there will be no peace in that country. As I'm talking to you, in Sokoto, churchgoers, I think about 100 of them were kidnapped today.
Yeah, but we talked about it today now. Different churches in not Sokoto, Kaduna State. Not Sokoto.
Kaduna yet. You see? So I would like to speak to the last man. Is it the last guy that spoke that we should come together? My brother, how will you come together on a table? Remember what Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State said? He said, I am a Fulani man before Nigeria. if you remember, they were calling themselves Hausa Fulani, Hausa Fulani. But on that channel's interview that day, he told you people that Fulani man is an international citizen. A Fulani man in Bayelsa is a Bayelsan. A Fulani man in Enugu is an Enugu man. A Fulani man in Abia, where my mother comes from, is an Abian. So he Fulani first before Nigeria. How can you go to a table? How can you be Nigerian with people that carries automatic assault rifle while you are empty in your own hand? How do you go to table with those people or dialogue? By the way, what did Mazen Nnamdi Kanu call for? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu called for restructuring and power, to bring that power from the center so that it will trickle down. The people in the local council will feel the impact of good governance. But have they done that? Are they ready to do that? The Nigerian system that you're operating today, everything, like we're saying, so many things have been said here. I don't know how to go around that. Let me try on. This politician that today, it cuts across the ethnic groups, including some of the minorities that have the opportunity to be appointed in the decision-making corridors of the government. Have they not monetized politics in Nigeria? Dave Umahi's son, I heard on the news, alleged. I think that he has brought out, is it 30 million naira in order to...
The son is husband, yes. He bought a chairmanship ticket, local government chairmanship ticket. 30 million naira. I mean, we want to pressure. I mean, we get some people, they for River State. They contest for
okay, no much process. Can you put 30 million naira to contest?
I will not. I don't have the capacity. I'm poor. I'm among that poor of the poorest Nigerians.
Good. Therefore, these people have monetized. They have amassed so much wealth within their coffers, and they have prepared their words in order to take over from where they stop. This is what is happening today. And you cannot hold such people accountable. If you are talking in Ghana today, I will tell you that we will hold our people accountable. We are chasing them away when they bring food to give us. You will not run down the economy and
we saw that in your last election.
You give me rice. I should take rice and vote you in for what you have done to us. Look at this government that we will not fight you, we won't kill you, but we will use the power of our to remove you from there because we put you there. And our vote counts. As we are voting, they are counting it, and we are tabulating everything. Nobody rigs election in this country. It's 98% fair and transparent. That's what you see. But you don't see that in Nigeria. What you see is imposition of these corrupt criminals that have bred their words to take over from where they stop, to continue to perpetuate evil on the Nigerian people. That is what you see. Monetization of Nigerian politics. It is now gone beyond the reach of the prudent and great guys, the people with great mind that really want to solve the problem of that country. Look, I would suggest this. For people that are talking about Biafra, I am a proponent of Biafra. Biafra is like anything that happens to my mother, who is there right now, but an American citizen, will affect me here in Ghana. In the Igbo, our Igbo, let me say this in Igbo language. Whatever that happens to the eye will affect the nose. That is my position. That is the reason why I have much interest in what goes in there. You understand? See, anybody that comes out here that if Nigeria divides today, there will be subdivision. Look, that is why dialogue is necessary. That is why dialogue is necessary. Before, how did the Midwestern region came out? Is it not through referendum on dialogue? Why are they not bringing it now today for people to say yes? We are those that said that we are tired of this system. This system will never give us any progress, but rather death and misery. Just like Fela said, blood and sorrow. That is what the system is giving to the Nigerian people. They cannot attest or feel the good governance that every of them. Till today, Nigeria cannot even more than 10 million children out of school in the north. Poverty-ridden country with so much vast resources, gold, oil and gas, and so much human resources, human intellect, and you cannot feed your country every day. When the other people are trying to pull themselves out, you are pulling them, the other people are pulling them down with terrorists and all manner of things. How can you survive in such a country? Why will you be one? If Yugoslavia did what they did today, is there subdivisions in Croatia? Are there subdivisions in Croatia? Are there subdivisions in Slovenia? Are there subdivisions in North Macedonia? The people, there are 7 of them that broke out of, former Yugoslavia. Are they not peaceful today? Have you seen, as a journalist, Precious, have you heard that Croatians are fighting themselves, fighting to divide the Croats? They are fighting to divide themselves. Immediately they broke out from the former Yugoslavia. Have you heard that before?
I will not respond.
If Nigeria do that, so it won't work. Look, I prefer you, if it is possible, God forbid, Precious, I prefer for me, you and I, because we speak, I understand Igbo, you understand Igbo. We have the same culture and value system. Forget about the nonsensical Osu and think that the other. My stepfather in Nigeria, was an Osu priest. He was an Osu priest. So I know when you come to the outcast Osu, I learned a lot about it because he was the custodian of those people. How did Osu came in? I don't want to go into that. Maybe another day we'll talk about that. But what I'm trying to say is this. Former USSR, Georgia, Belarus, Ukraine, if not that the NATO is using Ukraine as a proxy now to fight Russia, Ukraine will be peaceful today. Georgia is peaceful today. Belarus is peaceful today. These were states, nations that were under USSR. Have they, subdivided themselves? Please, my people, if the diversity that we are operating today is killing Nigerians, divide. After all, I think in 1955, it was Ahmadu Bello that said Araba. It was enough that said Araba. Nobody killed them. If this system is not working for the people, Precious, I said, divide that country, let Biafrans go, let Oduduwa go, and any other person that value his or her life should also go, so that foreign elements with different ideologies and value system will not come into your place as being empowered by the Nigerian government to change the demography of your land, just like they are doing in Benue State. As we are talking to you today, there are some communities in Benue State that the indigenous people there are in IDP camps, whereas their ancestral land is under occupation by foreign faces that they don't even know about. Do you want that to happen?
Over and over again.
Do you want that to happen to you?
Why would I want that to happen and I'm talking about it? Are you kidding me, sir?
Instead of us to continue with this kind of system that is killing our people, that is dragging them backwards when other people are moving forward, why not move away from it? Must we sit down there and die? Must we sit there? Do you remember what happened to Turkey? Do you remember what happened? Almost Spain. They almost caught Spain too, just like the way they caught.
Why I respect your opinion, sir. I think you're taking. I think you're perhaps misunderstanding what led to this issue of division. No, there was no time. I mean, you don't expect a guest to come to a show and start campaigning that, oh, divide Nigeria. Inside Nigeria, made them kill him, made them arrest him. Or you expect me to come and start saying, oh, divide Nigeria. I would never say that. And I can't even let my platform to used to campaign for such divisions. No. My guest condemned every atrocity that is happening in Nigeria. He condemned all the ills and marginalization. So I think he joined halfway. He only mentioned the issue of division when he, tried to give scenario towards the agitation of separation. And then there he did mention that even if we separate, that there may be further agitations too. Because even in the north, do you know how many ethnic groups you have in the north? The Hausas, core Hausas in the north are crying for marginalization. And you want to tell me that those Hausas will want to be led by Fulanis for the rest of their lives? They will also want to break out. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, I understand.
Yes, the Middle Belters are already telling you they're not part of North. They will also want to break out.
Of course.
The Yorubas himself, he gave within the Yoruba group itself, he gave an explanation of I think the Egba and the Ijebus, that the Egba and Ijebus may not want to see each other too, and they'll say, okay, we'll not want to do too, even within the Jujuwa nation. And the same thing he also analogy he gave with the Igbo land too. I don't know why the Igbo people want to kill me. He never said that there is no genuine cry for equality, equity, fairness, and justice. He never said that. But he said that while he understands that there is a reason for this agitation, he did say that if this happens, there may also be further cries. But however, that does not mean that the Nigerian government should marginalizing particular group of people.
Where did he tell the
It's very obvious, which even said is visible to the blind.
Okay, wait.
So let's not go about talking like our guest is trying to like say, oh,
Precious. Listen to me. I am not. He expressed his own opinion towards all the issues bedeviling the people in that union called Nigeria, and I respect his opinion. I am not here to castigate him, but I am speaking from because I was an insider. I was an active military officer as well in that country. You see, so I am speaking based on my own experience, 18 years of it in active service. There are so many things that went wrong there that you cannot even see. People were marginalized, to even giving rank simply because of where they come from. I'm telling you the truth.
It is still happening today, sir. It's not something you're even saying. It's not a gossip. It is still happening today. In fact, people are telling you that in the universities that they cannot even have admission if you don't form that you're of a certain religion. You have to lie.
The only thing I want our people to take home today is this. Our Igbo people say, instead of me to eat belly full and begin to vomit, let me stay hungry. Instead of us to remain with this diversity, one Nigeria, while our people are being raped anyhow, while the land is being taken away from us, do you know what you can do? Can you defend yourself if the government is looking the other way while these people is doing what they are doing? Do you know what will happen to your land? Let's say Trump does not open up and speak the way he spoke. Do you know what could have been happening today?
Nobody's supporting it now. Nobody's supporting it.
As we speak, my sister, things are still happening. They are not affecting at all. So for me,
I think you're being very unfair to me, sir. I think you're being very unfair to me if you keep
no, I'm not. I'm not.
Like I am instigating that a group of people continue to be
no.
Because that's the way it's looking like.
No, I'm so sorry.
Let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. The fact that I even raise conversations across a particular line is a risk on itself in Nigeria. The fact that
I know what you people go through in Nigeria. She will also pay the fine before.
So I don't take the risk to raise a conversation for something I want to create awareness on, and then I'm supporting that thing. It doesn't make sense.
All right, let me leave it like that because I know the terrain that you are. Precious? I know the terrain. I know the terrain you are operating on. So I would not like to, get you indicted in some of these things. But this, what we're espousing here, is our own opinion. See, for me, there is nothing. Where will you start to solve the Nigerian problem? Is it the politicians? Where will you start? How are the people that you cannot vote in? You don't have the power to vote them. Look at what they did to Imo State. Look at how they appointed someone that came forth and displaced the person that came first. These are some of the things they do. The political janglover these people play to the detriment of the people. And inside that, immediately that wrong was done. Everybody knew that it was wrong. Haven't you seen some Imo like following Hope Uzodinma? There are some people that are still following, loyal to him. They are following him. You see, these are some of the things that people. For me, I'm not trying to, preach, the disintegration for you not to be implicated. But let's do the right things. Let's do the right things. And the right things will bring about good democracy and good governance. But if those things are lacking and these people are not ready to do it, my sister, instead, abaja. Thank you so much. And may God bless you.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you and I appreciate everyone. I plan to do a quick one and I don't come make me here 2 hours, 30 minutes. Why are you put like this now? Now play with ease now. From play, the matter don't enter players. So why are you guys doing like this now? It's not fair. Thank you to everyone who's joined the show. So moving forward, we may be going on air a bit earlier, between 7 o'clock ish, because I have some very pressing issues later in the evenings I want to be attending to, and because of the availability of my guests too. But I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. It's always very great to have everyone join us here and to discuss, from an informed mind and to enlighten ourselves about what's going on in our country, and most importantly, to speak out our truth about what's going on in our country, and hoping that one day that truth would count, as it were. I'd like to appreciate everyone who's been part of the show. Thank you so much. Good night and God bless you, because I'm knackered. I need to go back. I need to go take care of other issues. Thank you. Remember to join us tomorrow evening. Okay, so Barrister Mankey joins us tomorrow evening, and it promises to be a great conversation as usual. If you're not following us across social media, please do so on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Precious in your TV. And I know I love Onabi. I love you guys now. I love you guys now. Please. I love you guys. See the one begging you that I love you. I love you guys. Protect your mental health is very important to me. Let's not let the I love Nigeria just be clouders. Please protect your mental health. Good night and God bless you. Bye.